Okay, you guys got me too intrigued. Let me adjust this. So what? There's 6 tests. So which one is it? Is it Chimp Test? Is this one? Okay, let's do Chimp Test. Let me adjust this a little bit. Let's see. I guess it's okay. So this is just all it is, basically. Is this just all it is? This is it? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what do I do? Do I just click the number? Do I just click the 1, I guess? Okay, I don't so wait, this is okay, so how do I just start? I don't understand. Is this practice or not? Or is this okay, so when you click it they disappear is what you're saying? The layout is scuffed. No, I think the layout is actually quite good. Because the problem is I need this whole blue space. I think the number could be up top as well. I mean, I could make it bigger, I guess. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. I mean, I can make it bigger, I guess. I mean, I can do this. That probably works, I guess. I don't know if that matters. Move chat to the bottom. Okay, I'll move chat. 1 second. Okay. Where is it? 1 second. Okay. Okay. Is that better, you guys? That looks a little bit better, right? Is that good? Oh, the test says Chimp Test. You don't really want to cover it, do you? Restart. Oh, restarts is timed. Okay, I'll restart in a second. Let me just okay, whatever. Let's do it like this. Okay, so restart. Okay, so what? Do I just get them wrong? Okay. Let me just get it wrong. Let me just. Okay, so you said it's timed, right? Oh, it's not timed. Okay, all right. Let's. Okay, it's timed or not timed? It's not timed. Oh, there's no time. Okay, all right. Okay. 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 All right. It's not timed. Okay. Because I mean, I generally have problems taking it slow. Okay, but let's. It looks the chat looks correctly placed. Okay. Okay. Play my mate Chim and chess. Okay. Oh right, because what you're supposed to do worse, right? What is the 10 points is about? I don't understand. What are they saying? Are they saying 10 points is the max? Thank you to Alpha Smart for the 5 gifts as well. Thank you so much. Are they saying that 10 is about what you're projected to get? That's average? Okay. So that means, so this would be 8, right? This would be 8. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So it's up, down, there. See, but the thing is, I actually more like, I don't do like, I kind of like, I feel like I can see where the numbers are versus like an actual memorization. So it's like I can just like I see the pattern versus like trying to do some kind of pattern. Like for example, the way I could do is like here, and do some kind of weird spaceship thing. But I actually just kind of like, I think I just see the number where it should be. So I don't have a pattern. Yeah, see, and I just made a mistake. Okay. Well, let's be serious. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You just see it all? Yeah. Actually, I thought that was a mistake, to be honest. But anyway, let's see. Okay, let's see. There. Okay. Okay. So it's 3 strikes. Is that what it is? It's 3 strikes, right? This is already kind of unpleasant though, because this one there's no straightforward pattern to it. You're saying I need to do arrow, 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 arrow. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Right. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Okay. Good. All right. XUC spends like 10 minutes per hard one. When did XUC start spending 10 minutes, I guess is the question. At what point did he start thinking forever? So it's over, down. Okay. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. 3, 4. I just forgot the pattern. Yeah, I just forgot the pattern. I wasn't paying attention. Second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I have 2 strikes. So I'm not going to get this right. Let me just start over. Well, let's start over. Okay. Okay. Wait, what am I doing? Wait, 1 second. Go ahead. Okay. This isn't time. This is like puzzle rush. So I don't know why I'm trying to rush. 3, 4, 5. Still going too fast, so I'm trying to go too fast for no good reason. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to go too fast. Okay. Over, down, sides, left, right, center, down. So it's left, right, center, side, back down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, thank you to SG Buller for the prime. Dante Boom Shaka for the 3. Thank you so much. All right. What game is this? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, down, over, up, over. Okay, good. So it's down, left side, down, center, up top, right, left. Okay, so it's chimpanzees can do these puzzles 10 times faster than humans. Seriously? Wait, are you guys serious? Chimpanzees can do this 10 times faster? Oh my gosh, that's that's sad but true. Okay, that's not good. Okay. That's really not good. 10 times faster, I don't know, but they can get to 20 easily. Really? Wow. So it's side down. 3, 4. Okay, there we go. Let's keep going. All right, that's good. Okay. These are getting harder though. So down, swing it back, swing it back to the side, center here. So it's the reverse diagonal. So it's reverse diagonal left center. Okay, reverse diagonal. So it's over, swing down, over, up there. Okay. So yeah, I'm going a little bit too fast. I am. Like I'm going too fast. Above average on the 5th try. Well, those 2 middle ones really don't count. Because I'm forgetting it's not timed. Okay. They don't get 20, they just do 9 super fast. Oh, okay. They just get to 9. Okay. All right. This is where I flex if I can, but I mean it's either gonna look really good or really bad. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's keep going. All right. I'm getting into this now. Now I'm kind of getting into this a little bit. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of getting into this, but this one is hard. This one is actually really hard. Because there's no symmetry to any of the there's no like there was a straightforward pattern on that one. But there's no straightforward pattern here. That's the problem. So like, see, I can probably the first 6 I can get, but then I have to go right. So it's like side right. So okay, let me try to think about its coordinates. So it's A1. So it's A2 A1 C1 B2 B1 D2. Wait, so it's A2 A1 C1 B2 B1 D2 D2 F3 F3. It's F3 F3 G1 D4 D4 F2 A6 A6 F6. Okay, so I mean, yeah, okay. A2, A3, it doesn't matter as long as I have some pattern. Okay, so let's see. So it's A3, A1, A3, A1, C1, C1, B3, B1, D3, D3, G4, G4, and then it's H2, H2, D5, D5, F5, A5, A5, F2, right? It's actually 8 rows exactly, so I can do it just like I can just do it exactly like a chessboard. So it's A3, A1, C1, B3, B1, D3. Wait, so it's A3, A1, A3, A1, C1, B3, B1, D3, D3, G4, like the grob. So 7 is the grob. So grob H2, H2, D5, H2, D5, D5, F5, A5, G2. Yes. Okay. So it's A3, A1, A3, A1, C1, right? Yes. A3, A1, C1, B3, B1, D3, and then you swing. D3 is 6, and then it's G4, and then it's H2, D5, A5, F5, right? No, it's D5, F5, not A5. Okay. So it's A3, A1, C1, B3, B1, D3, D3, G4, H2, D5, F5, A5, and then G2. Yes, I think I got it right. Okay, let's see if I got it right. So it's A3, A1, C1, B3, B1, D3, G4, H2, D5, F5, A5, G2. F5, A5, G2, right? A3, A1, C1, B3, B1, D5, G4, H2, D5, F5, A5, G2. There we go. Let's keep going. All right. Now we're on the roll. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. So it's not that hard. Well, I'm trying to do it in a board, but is it always an 8? Actually, wait, is this always an 8? If this is always 8 by 8, then I can do it like a chessboard. Because see, this would be A1 and A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, H1. So it's always 8 by 8. So I've got the if I can if I can treat it like a chessboard, I actually should be able to get like 30. If I can do it like a chessboard. I cracked the code. Okay, so it's H3, H3, D2, C4, C4, A1, B3, C3, A3, A3, C5. But actually, this is going to be very difficult. Actually, as it gets deeper and deeper, though, this gets really hard. This is not a guarantee at all. This is not a guarantee at all. Now that I think about it, because I really have to just memorize. Okay, so H3, H3, D2. So it's H3, D2, side middle, H3, D2, C4, C4, A1, and then you swing up, right? Then it's B3, C3, A3, and then what? I don't remember. Okay. And then it's C5. It's C5, H5. No, C5, and then F1, H5, F1, H5, C1, Oh, man, this is hard. Okay. Let me think for a second. So this is H2, H2, C4, A1, C3, B3, A3, C5, and then it's like F1, and then it's H up in the corner, right? It's like H5, and then what? Oh, then it's C1, E1. Okay, so C1, E1. Okay, so it's so it's H3, H3, C4. Wait, no, it's H3, D2, C4, H3, D2, C4, H3, D2, C4, A1, C3, B3, A3, A3, and then C5, and then F1, and then H5, and then C1, and then E1. No, C1, and then C1, and then F3, C1, F3, E1. Okay, so that means it's okay, so it's H3, D2, C4, A1. Actually, it's B3, not C3. So I've got the order wrong. So it's H3, D2, H3, D2, C4, A1, B3, C3. Okay, so it's B3, C3, A3, C5. Then you swing over. It's C5, then you swing over to H5. H5 is 10, I believe. And then you swing H5 to is it E1, F3, C1? Wait, no, it's H5, C1, C1, F3, C1, F3, C1, F3, E1. Okay, so it's okay, so H3, D2, H3, D2, C4, A1, B3, C3, A3, C5, C5, H5 is 10. H5, and then it's E1 or C1, F3, E1. Yes. Wait, but I forgot the 9. Wait, no, I forgot the 9. Sorry. Wait, so it's okay, so it's H3, D2. H3, D2, C4, B3, C3, A3. Oh, it's down up. Okay, it's down up. Okay, so yeah, already have it. Yeah, I've got it. I should remember the first 5. Yeah, it's so it's H3, D2. Oh, you're saying I should remember the first 5 just period? I should be able to memorize the first 5 and then get the rest after that? Okay. Maybe add pieces, right? So it's H3, D2, C4, A1, B3, C3, A3, and then you go C5, and then you go, is it E1? No, it's F1. It's F1. F1, F1, H5, F1, H5, and then it's E1, F3. It's E1, E1 or C1, F3. Yeah, C1, F. Yeah, okay. I got it. Okay. I think I have it. So it's okay. H3, D2, H3, D2, C4, A1, B3, C3, A3. C5 is the 8, and then I have to go down to F1, and then F1, H5, and then E1, F3, or C1, F3, E1. Yes. Right? Let me just do this one more time. H3, D2, C4, A1, B3, C3, A3, C5, F1, H5, F1, H5, C1, C1, F3. Okay. Yeah. Okay. H3, D2, C4, A1, B3, C3, A3, C5, F1, H5, C1, F3, E1. Yes. H3, D2, C4, A1, B3, C3, A3. There. You swing here, 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 here. Okay, let's keep going. All right. Okay. It's still 8s though, right? It's still 8s. So, okay. Memorizing numbers left to right would be good. Okay, so it's B2, B1, B2, B1, B4, H4, H4. You swing. Okay. I'm going to try not to use the coordinates because does that make it easier? I think coordinates actually helps me better. Okay, so B2, B1, B4, H4, H4, F5, F5, G4, and then it's E2, E2, E4, E2, E4, A1, F2, C4, D4, and then D1. So it's the 2 Ds at the end. Okay, so it's B2, B1, B4, and then you swing, and then it's like far right, 5, 6. I get. Actually, I don't even need to know these 3, in fact, because I can definitely remember this pattern. It's very easy. The first 6 are very easy to remember, so I just need to get 7, 8, 9, 10, and so forth. So it's B2, B1. So it's down. It's B2, then up, bottom, up, 4, and then so it's side, top, down, and then it's this one's the question. 7 is what? That's then it's E2, E4, E2, E4, A1, E2, E4, A1, F2, C4, D4, D1. Okay, 7, 8 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got that. And then 7, it's E2, E4, A1, F2, and then it's C4, D4, C4, D4, D1. I think I've got this one. I think I've got easily. So, okay. B2, B1, B4. Then you go 4, 5, 6, and then it's E2, E4 is the 8th. Then you swing A1, and then it's F2, and then it's C4, D4, D1, right? Yes, I think I've got it. I've got it. I'm pretty sure I've got this. So the first 4 I can get, it's E2, E4, A1, F2, C4, D4, D1. I've got it. 4, 5, 6. E2, E4, A1, A1, and then it's wait, shoot. A1, it's A1. Shoot. Shoot. A1. A1 was 9. A1, and then it's F2. Oh no, I forgot these 2. I think it's F2. F2 is 10. It's F2. I think it's this. I hope it's this. I don't know. I confused it. I actually I think I messed it up because it should be B4. It should be the 2 and then the bottom. Did I just memorize it wrong? I think I memorized it wrong. It's okay. There are 3 tries, but I memorized it wrong. I think I just memorized. I memorized it wrong. I'm pretty sure I just memorized it wrong. C4D. Oh, B3 is the last one. Oh, I forgot there was another number. Yeah, so I had it right, but I forgot there was B3. So I should have gotten that right. I forgot there was the last one. I forgot there was a last one. That was a mistake. Yeah, I thought that was it. I forgot there was a B3. There was a last one. I still should have probably trusted myself. But anyway, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 5, 6. So it's B1, so it's B1H1, B1H1, B5, B5G2, sorry. B1H1, B1H1, B5G2, F5, F5H. Oof. This is hard actually. How are you supposed to group it? I don't know how you group the numbers. Like, I mean, actually the last 5 are pretty easy. It's like left, it's like top left, middle left, and then you go over. I need to Will Pinnell for the 2 months. This last section is actually should be easy to get. So I just need to get the first 9 because these I'm looking for patterns. I don't know if that's right though. So it's B1. So it's bishop B1. So it's B1 H. So it's like left over back. So it's B1 H1 B6. He does it with a grouping like rockets. Yeah, no, I know, of course. I'm trying to do a coordinates though. So B1 H1, B1 H1 B5 G2, B5 G2, and then it's G2, and then it's what it's F4 H5, F4 H5. Okay, so that one I think I've got. So it's B1 H1 B5 G2 F4 H5 H5, and then so that's good. H5, and then C2 C2G1 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 F2, and then it's up left there, and then right to left. Okay, so I think I've actually got this one pretty good. So it's B1H1 B1H1 B5. That's 3, right? And then it's G2 F4 H5 is 6. And then it's like C something. What's it? C2? It's C2. C2 G1 F2 A5 B3, and then H3 F3 G3. Okay, H3 F3 G3. Okay, so it's B1 H1 B5 G2 is 4 G2, and then it's F4 H5 C2 G1 F2 G1 and F2, right? G1 F2, and then it's A5 B3 H3 F3 G3. Yeah, I got it. I'm pretty sure I got it. So it's B1 H1 B5 G2 F4 H5 F4 H5 is 6, and C2 G1 F2 A5 B3 H3 F3 G3. Yeah, I think I got it. So it's okay. So let's hope that my memory doesn't fail me here. So it's B1 H1 B5 G2 G2 F4 H5 C2. I think I've got it. B1 H1 G2 is 4, and then that's 4, right? That's 4, and then it's F4 H5 C2 G1 here. Okay, let's keep going. Very good. All right, what do we have here? That's a shame because I actually should have 0 wrong. It's upsetting. Thank you to Alfonso Stoner for the 2, because I should have 0 wrong. If I had like remember there was that B3, I would have gotten that previous one too. But whatever. Okay, what do we have? This is what G1H3, G1H3 E1, E1A2. This is hard. Okay, G1H3 E1 A2 G4 A2 G4 E2 F5. There's no pattern here. There's no pattern. This is difficult. This one's going to be hard because there's no pattern to this one. It's like there's no pattern whatsoever. This one's actually really difficult. G1H3 E1 over left to A2. So it's G1H3 E1 A2 G4 is 5, right? G4 E2. So it's the bishop diagonal. Bishop's diagonal, and then up top, and left. This is hard. 8 to 15 are literally free. What do you mean they're free? I don't know what that means. I mean they're not free at all. You mean over? You mean like 8, 9, it's over, down, up to the middle, and then down like the triangle. So it's over, down, triangle to 12, top, and then middle. Actually, you can kind of get 8 to 15. That's true. Yeah, you can kind of get it. Actually, you're right. They're kind of in order as long as you remember it's G5 and G3. Actually, you're right. You're right. You're right. Actually, 8 to 15 you can probably get. It's like, yeah. So I just have to get 1 to 7. So it's G1H3 E1 A2 G4 E2 E2 and then F5. So it's G1H3 E1 A2 G4 is 5. G4 is 5. And then it's E2, and then it's F5. Okay, 1 second. So it's H1 or G1 H3 E1 A2 G4. G4 is 5, and then you swing down to E2, which is 6, and then it's F5. F5 is top, and then it's like F5, and it's the edge. It's edge, down, up, down, top, and then third one. Top, third, fourth. Top, third, fourth. I think I've got it. Even though I'm not using the last 7, I'm not going to use coordinates for the last 7. I think I have some idea. So it's H1G3 E1 A2 A2, and then it's G4 E2 F5 F5, and then it's like it's the edge, right? It's the far edge. So it's like D4 D. It's D3 E3, and then it's top, third, fourth. Okay, I think I've got it. So it's H1. There's G1 H3 E1 A2 G4 E2 F5 D3 E3. D3 is the far one, then down, up 12, top. So it's G5, and then G5, and then G3. I think I've got it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's, I hope I have it. So it's G1 H3 E1 A2 G4 E2 F5. It's in order. Yes, there we go. Okay, let's keep going. All right. Okay. We're up to 16, right? So, okay. Music's perfect for this. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, this is actually quite difficult to figure out how to do this. We're at 16, right? Okay. So it's top. So it's like A5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still 8. It's actually chessboard, which is kind of nice. Okay, so it's A5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's A5, it's A5, F4. Okay, A5, F4, E1. No, A5, F4, E5, E1, E5, E1, C5, C1. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a pattern. So wait, so it's A5, F4, and then it's E5, E1, C5, C1. Okay, so that's good. C1, and then it's G2. F3, G2 F3 A2, A2 B1, C3. There's no pattern here. This is yikes. This one is difficult. You can just write down on a sheet of paper, really. Yes, thank you for that. Very, very obvious. There's no actual good pattern here. House on B4, house on C2, very nice. Yeah. No, there's no pattern for these middle ones. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Chimp's aces game, look it up. I will look it up for sure. So it's A5. It's A5. That's F2. So no, F4. A5, F4. And then is it E5, E1? It is. So it's A5, F4, E5, E1, C5, C1. And then it's G2, A2, I think. It's G2, A2. No, it's not. It's G2, F3, A2. G2, F3, A2, B1. B1, C3, C3, top C3, and then it's F5. F5, D1, F5, D1, D1, A3, A3, D3, A3, D3, H3. Okay, so it's A5, F4, E5, E1, C5, C1, G2, F3, A2, B5. It's B5, C3, B5. Okay, so I just have to get this one. So I think I've got up to 9. So it's B1, C3, B1, C3 upright, B1, C3 upright, and then straight down, and then left, center, right. Okay, I think I have some idea. I think I have it. I think I've got this one. So it's A5, F4, whatever. A5, F4, E5, E1, C5, C1, G2, F3, A2, B5, C3, C3. It's B5, C3, B5, C3, B5, C3, F5, B5, C3, F5, D1, D1, A3, A3, E3. Ooh, this is hard. I took a picture. We're good. Yeah, I'm not cheating. Let me think about this. So it's A5, A5, F4, E5, E1, C5, C1, G2, F3, G2, F3, A3, A3, B5, C3, C3, F5, E3. No, that's wrong. It's C3, F5. Ah, it's D1. D1, A3. Okay, so A5, F4, A5, F4, E5, E1, C5, C1, C5, C1, G2, F3, A2, B5, C3, F5, D1, D3, A3, right? D1, A3, D3, D1, A3, D3, and the edge. Okay. I think it's pretty easy, actually. I think I've got, not easy, but I think I've got it. So it's A5, A5, F4, E5, D1, C5, C1, G2, F3, A3, B5, C3, F5, D1, A3, E3, and then H3. D1, A3, A3, E3, A3, D3, H. I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to be serious about this. Isn't GM supposed to ace these like immediately? I'm not so sure. I mean, maybe if there's some way that I could magically say like a piece, maybe I could. If I magically could say a chess piece, but I'm not going to. So okay, so A5, F4, E5, E1, E5, E1, C5, C1, G2, F3, A3, B5, C3, F5, D1, A3, D3, H3. Did I get the 7 or not? Wait, no, I missed a 7, didn't I? No, I missed a 7 and the 8 here. I'm missing 7 and 8. I'm forgetting about 7 and 8. So it's A5, F4, E5, E1, C5, C1. Or no, I'm not. G2, F3. I do have it. G2, F3, A2. I do have it. Okay, so it's A5, F4, E5, E1, C5, C1, G2, F3, A3, B5, C3, 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 F5, F5 E1 or D1 E1 whatever, it's the only one left at that point. A3 D3 edge. Yeah, A3 D3 edge. It's the only last one. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Okay. Okay. A5 F4 E5 E1 C5 C1 F2 G2 F3 A2 B5 here. Boom. There we go. All right, let's keep going. Okay. Thank you to Nemia for the tier 1. Thank you to Pro Classic for the tier 1. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Okay, next up, what do we have? Okay, so this is like A3. So this is up, yo-yo down, yo-yo back. Okay. So it's A3, C5, A1, B3. Oh, those first four are pretty easy. B3, then swing far right. So B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yo-yo, yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's nothing on the H file, so it's only 7 files. So it's A3, C5, A1, B3, G5. G5, there actually is a lot of symmetry. So it's reverse right triangle over left. So the first 8 I think are easy, but then I have to remember yo-yo down to the 9. Okay, so it's A3, C5, A1, B3, H5 or G5, right? That's the edge. G5, then you yo-yo. So it's E3, E5, D5, and then A2, is it? Is it D5 and then it's A2 back over 11. Okay, it's a lot of yo-yos. I guess the last four are kind of easy, although they're basically the 13 and the 14 are inverted. So basically the last 4 should be pretty easy to remember. Okay. That's good. So it's A3 C5 A1 B3 G5, so it's the edge G5, and then you yo-yo down to E3, and then you yo-yo up. So it's E5, D5, A2, F3 or H3, whatever it is, F3 or H3. Actually, I got to get this correct. Wait, G3. Wait, so let's see. So it's A3, C5, A1, B3, G5, G5, E3, E3, E5, E3, E5, D5, A2, A2 to F3, F3 to D3, F3, D3, F3, D3, F3, D3, and then G5, G5, and then it's G5, and then it's wait, no, it's F3 to C3. Sorry, F3, C3. C3 to F5, F5 to D. So it's D3, D4, D3, D4, D1, D2, D3, D4, D1, D2, D3, D4, D1, D2, D3, D4, D1, D2. Okay, so it's A3, so it's A1, it's A3, C5, A1, B3, G5, E3, E5, D5, A2, F3, C3, C3, very important. C3 is 11. C3, and then it's like G5 or something. Yeah, it's G5. And then it's D3, D4, D1, D2. D3, D4, D1, D2. Yeah, okay. C3, yeah. I'm looking at the sky. Yeah, I'm literally doing it in my head, as I think you guys can see. So yeah, 13, 14, 16 are relatively easy. Yeah, it's just like it's not a straightforward pattern though with these 4. So okay. So it's A3, C5, A1, G5, E3, E5, D5, A2, F3, C3, whatever's up top left, and then it's D3, D4, D1, D2, D3, D4, D1, D2. It's whatever's left at top. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I've already written the answer on the ceiling. Right, okay. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, magically, like I've got some magic board up there and I'm magically writing on the ceiling. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's, should I just go for it? I think I should go for it. I might get it wrong, but let's go. E3, so it's E3, E5, E3, E5, D5, swing down to A2, A2 all the way back, Then so A2 back to F3 to C3, whatever's left up top, and then D3, D4, D1, D2. Yeah, I think I've got it. Let's go. Thank you to Azir Atichi for the 4 months. Okay, I might get this one wrong. I hope not. I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm literally visualizing as we go. Look at the first 5 again. Yeah, I said it's A3, C5, C1, B3, and then over. Yeah, A3, C5, A3, C5, B1, or A3, C5, A1, B3, G5, then G5, then E3, E5, D5, and then you swing D5, A2, A2 to F3, F3, C3, which is important than whatever's left, which I know is going to be an F5. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to trust it. So it's A3, C5, A1, B3, B3, and then it's G5, E3, E5, D5, A2, F3, C3, F5, D3, D4, D1, D2. D3, D4, D1, D2. Yes, I got it. I got it. A3, C5, A1, B3, C5, G5, E3, E5, D5, A2. A2, you swing over. A2, F3, F3, F3. Oh, shoot. I missed this. F3, F3, C3. I've got to trust that this is right. F3, C3, F3, C3. I'm going to trust that whatever's left here is right. I'm going to trust that I'm right. F3, C3. I've got to trust that I've got my ordering right, and I forgot the one up here. Oh, shoot. I've got to trust myself that I just again forgot the last number. I've got to trust that my sequence is right. I'm going to have to trust it. I've got to trust it. D3, D4, D1, D2. I did what I did once before. I forgot the last one. That's amazing. That almost cost me again. That almost cost me just like the previous one. Anyway, whatever. It's still right. I forgot the last number again. That's hilarious. I guess it doesn't matter if it doesn't mess up my like patterns, but still. Does this method work? I don't know if it works, but it's worth it. What are we at? We're like 18. Okay. Right, but the thing is, because I didn't memorize the last one the previous time, I got it wrong. So Chimpanzee passes. I don't know. What are we at? I'm at 18. I'm already in a very high percentile though, which is good. I guess you could always forget the last number. Just trust that your pattern is right. Yeah, I guess you could forget the last number. Yeah. So this is what? So this is B1. This is an 8 by 8. So this is 8 by 5. Okay. So B1 H3, B1 H3 A1, F2, F2 G1, F2 G1, and then where's the F2 G1 C1, C1 B3, H2. Wait, I gotta see if there's a pattern. This is too many numbers. I have to see if there's some pattern here. 11 and 12 are easy. They're grouped nicely. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Maybe I can get those. 16. I think actually, like, the last set I should be able to get pretty decently. I should be able to get, like, if I can get to 11, I think I can get the rest. If I can get there. So I just have to get to 11, basically. So I just need to remember, like, yeah. So I just need to remember B1, H3, A1, F2. Wow, this is hard. Okay, so B1, H3, A1, F2, A1. So B1, H3, A1, F2, G1, G1, C1. Okay, C1 I can kind of C1 and then B3. So it's B1, H3, A1, F2. Actually, I have to be precise. There's so many numbers here, so I have to be precise with the coordinates. Okay. Okay, so it's B1 H3, B1 H3, A1, A1, F2, G1, F2 G1, F2 G1, and then C1. So it's F2 G1, C1, B3, B3 H2, B3 H2, then it's H2, and then it's H2, and then it's F4, F4 E2. 8, 9, 10 kind of is grouped well as well, and then. Wow, this is hard though. So it's B1, so B1, H3, A1, F2, F2 G1. There's 2 by 2. Okay, so it's F2 G1, F2 G1, C1 B3. Where's the 8 though? Where's the 8? The 8 is far right. The 8 is H2. Okay, so it's B1, H3, A1, F2, G1, C1, B3, H2, and then it's swing, and then it's F4, and then you come down, right? F4, and then it's E2. So it's like it's like a triangle. So it's F4, it's like inverted triangle. H2, F4, F. So it's up. So it's H2, F4, E2, C4, C4, C4. So C4, D4. I don't know where the 13 is then. C4, D4, and then it's inverted diagonal. Okay. Okay, so it's B1 H3. B1 H3 A1 F2 G1 C1 B3 H2 F4 E2 C4. It's C4, and then is it B4? No, it's D4. C4 D4, and then it's like G2. C4 D4 G2. Okay, so actually I can do that by chess. C4 D4 G2. I can remember that. So that's you play D4 C4 G2. Okay, I can remember that as a chess pattern from an opening. C4 D4 G2 actually is a chess reference, so I can actually put it backwards like that. So C4 D4 G2 B4. C4 D4 G2 B4. 3 pawns in the middle of the board. C4 D4 G2 B4. Okay. B4 and then A3. So you build a big pawn center. So it's like, I'll show you guys what I mean by that. Let me show you guys what I mean by this. So the reason I'm able to remember those four, let me just show you what I mean by that. Is let me do an analysis board. Like, it's very common, a very common opening that you can play. Wait, a very common opening you can play. Let me give you an example. Is you can play like B4 on move 1, and you get some position like this. And so the way that I can work it backwards is that you're gonna build these 4 pawns, and you're gonna go G3. So that's why I can work it backwards, in case you're wondering what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see the board? Oh, chat's over the board. Oh, sorry. Let me change the scene. Whatever. I think you can see it now. Yeah, so you see, so I can put it backwards where it's these 4 pawn moves and G2. These 4 pawn moves and G2 is a chess structure that I can see. So that's how I can work it backwards. Let me change the scene. Give me 1 second. Okay. So it's B1. So it's B1 H3 A1 F2, right? F2 G1 C1 B3 H2 F4 diagonal to F4, then it's E2, and then it's C4. Very important. It's very important that it's C4, right? Yeah, it's very important that it's C4 D4 C4 D4 G2 B4 A3. Okay, I'm close. A3 and A3 H5 A3 H5 A4. I'm very, very close. I'm very, very close. Oh, am I on the right scene? I am. No, you guys can see it, can't you? You can see it. Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. I think I've got it. So it's B1. So it's B1 H3 A1 F2 G1 C1 B3. Swing down to H2 for the 8 ball. So the 8 ball's on H2, and then it's F4 for the 9, and then it's E2 for the 10, and then it's C4 for the 11, then it's D4 for the 12, and then it's G2 because it's C4 D4, then it's G2 for the bishop, and then it's B4 for the pawn, and it's A3 for the pawn, then it's H5 for the pawn, and then you come back for the 17, right? I think so. Sorry, yeah, I'm making no sense. No, I'm being insane. Yeah, okay, I think I got it though. Don't forget the last number on F1, but you know what? I don't need the last number. That's the whole point. I don't need the last number. That's the point. I don't need the number. As long as I have the first 17, I don't need the last number. I just have to trust it. Editor, you need to do animation, please. True. Very true. Okay. I think I've got it, though. Let's see. Okay. I think I've got it. So it's B1 H3. It's B1 H3, B1 H3, A1, F2 G1, F2 G1, F2 G1, C1 B3, H2, F4 E2 D4 F2 no it's F2 F4 E2 C4 D4 G2 B4 A3 H5 A4 and then F1. Yes, I think I got it. Okay, let's go. Okay, I think I got it. All right. Okay, I think I got it. Let's see. Okay, hopefully I got it. No, did I get it wrong? Let me make sure. So it's B1 H3 A1 as I thought. F2 G1 F2 G1, yeah, C1 B3 H2 F4, E2, C4, D4, G2, C4, D4, G2, and then B4. Then you build the pawn structure on the queen side. So you go C4, D4, G2, then you build the pawn chain with B4, A3, and then you swing over. Yeah, okay, it's easy. I think I've got it. Okay. So it's let's go. B1, H3, A1, A1, F2, G1, C1. C1 is a 6, so C1, B3, H2, zigzag, C4, D4, G2, build the chain, B4, A3, swing right, back, and there we go. Let's keep going. All right, pretty good. Okay, so what do we have now? We have B1, F1. This is an 8x8, right? It looks like an 8x8. So B1, F1, you stay on the bottom. B1, F1, E4, E3, E4, E3, H1. That should be pretty easy. So it's B1, F1, E3, E4. No, sorry. B1, F1, E4, E3, H1. E3, E4, H1. So it's H1, and then you swing wide right for the B5. So you go B5. So it's doesn't my brain hurt from throbbing through this? No, not really. So it's B1, E1, E4, right? E4. So E4 best by test. So it's B1, E1, E4, E3, and then bottom right, which is what, H1. So yeah, so it's B1, F1, E4, E3, H1. Then it's B5, second from the top, B5, and then it's A4. B5 and A4. I make you guys look bad. I'm at 19, right? Take a break and watch Chimps doing on YouTube. No, but what did XUC get? Did he get to 24? Because that's my goal. I think that's my goal. Oh, is that where it ends? He got to 24. Okay, so I have to be very serious about this. I reckon you'll make it to 24 on this try. Maybe I have one wrong. I should have 0 wrong actually. But question, you guys, if I hadn't gotten that one wrong, would I still be on 20 or would I be on 21? Like that, did it go up a number? Or did I have to still have to do the same one over? Like, I'm kind of curious. I would be on 21 right now, so it kept going up after I got the wrong one. Yeah. So I would be one further than I'm at right now. Okay. Or no, I'd be on 20 probably. Oh, I do the same one over. So okay. So basically, it would be irrelevant. Okay. Okay. So it's B1, E1, E4, E3, H1, H1, and then it's B5, A4, and then you swing down somewhere. It's A4, and then it's C2, A4, C2, or no, A4, D2, A4, D2, D2 back to A5, A5, B6, B6 to E1, E1 to E1, E2, E1, E2, E1, E2, E1, E2, D3, H3, H3, H4, H4 or H2, A2, A2, and then A2, A2, D1. I think this one's a little bit easier actually. So it's B1, F1. B1 is it's B1. Wait a second. B1, F1, E4, E3, E4, E3, H1, yeah. Okay. So it's B1, F1, E4, E3, H1, B5, A4. It's D2, A4, D2, D2, and then D2, and then A4, D2, A4. I'm getting stuck on this 8, 9. Oh, B4, yeah, same thing though. As long as I know it's not the top one. So it's okay, so it's B1, F1, E4, E3, H1, B4, C2, is it? No, B4, A3, B4, A3, B4, A3, C2, A4, A4, B5, and that cleans up the whole queen side. B5 and then E1. Okay. B1, F1, E4, E3, H1. H1 is the 5. H1, B4, A3, C2, A4, B5, E1. And what's after E1? E1, E1, E2, D3, and then you swing over, right? Is it D3, D3, H3? So it's D3, H3, H2, swing over, it's A2, A2, and then you swing A2, and then you swing where? You go down. I take a screenshot, but right, exactly. So okay, so it's B1, F1, B1 F1 H. No, it's B1 F1 E4 E3 H1 B4 A3 C2 A4 B5 E1 E2 D3 H3 H2 or H3 whatever H3 H2. And where's the 16 though? I know where the 16 is. Oh, you swing over, so it's H3 H2 A2, and it's like F something. Or no, it's not. It's down at the bottom. Just join in not understanding anything. Yeah, I'm trying to get a high score on this. Okay, so it's B1 F1 H3. H3 is the 3. So it's B1 F1 B1 F1 H3. No, B1 F1 E4 E3 H1. H1 is clear. And then it's B4 importantly A3, B4 A3, and then it's C2 A4 B5 E1 E1, and then it's E2, and then it's D3, and then it's H3, and then it's H2, and then it's A2, and then it's D1, and then it's F4, and then it's F6, right? Did I just get that all right? I think I did. Let me see if I got that right. Let me do that. I think I got it right. Oh, it's D2. Okay, I confused the C and D file, but it doesn't matter because there's nothing on the C file here. So it actually doesn't matter. So let's see. So it's okay. So I said, okay, so B1 F1, B1 F1, E4 E3, H1 is the 5, right? H1 is the 5, and then it's B4 A3, D2 importantly, D2, and then it's A4, then it's B5, and then it's E1, and then it's E2, and then it's D3, and then it's H3, and then it's H2, and then it's A2, and then it's D1, and then it's F4, and then it's F6, right? I think I just got it. Yeah. Oh, you don't need to remember 1? Yeah, I think I just got it. I mean, it's not F4. The last one on the G file, but it doesn't matter because I've got it. Okay, let me just run through it. B1 F1 E4 E3 H1 B4 A3 D2 A4 B5 E1 E2 D3 H3 swing, and then E1. Yeah, I think I got it. Let's hope I got it. Okay. Okay, so it's B1. Okay, one last time. B1 F1 E4 E3 H1 B4 A3 D2 A4 B5 middle bar on E1. It's E1, right? E1 middle bar E1, and then it's E2 D3 H3 H2 A2 D1 F G4 G6. Yes, I think I got it. I'm gonna go for it. Let's hope I'm right. Okay, so it's B1 F1 E4 E3 H1 B4 A3 D2 A4 B5 middle, which is the 12 E1 E2 here. Let's go. Come on, up to 20. Let's keep going. All right, next one. Let's see. Okay, what do we have? We have B5, or no, not B5, sorry. We've got F5. We've got F5 D3. So F5 D, so it's the first 3 are just like a weird slant. So it's F5 D3 B1. So it's like you're doing the long bishop diagonal. So F5 D3 B1, and then you scissor back, or you just yo-yo on the diagonal back in between the two. So it's F5 D3 B1, and then it's E4. Yes, okay. So the first 4 are very easy. It's just a classic. It's a classic yo-yo. It's a classic yo-yo back to E4. It's like when you shoot the moon. Those of you guys who had yo-yos growing up, you know what I'm referring to. But it's like you bring it back, like you try to shoot the moon. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so and then you yo-yo back down. So it's very easy. Classic yo-yo ma, right? Okay, so it's F5 D3 B1 E4, and then it's C1, and then it's A4 A3, then it's G1 G2, and then it's F4 H3 G3 A2 H5 H4 D, or wait, I gotta slow down. I'm going too fast. How do I remember the order though? Because I just have a good memory. Okay, so it's So it's f5 d3, f5 d3 b1. Then you yo-yo back to e4, and then it's c1. That much is clear. So c1 is clear. So c1, then you go left, you diagonal up. So c1 to a4, a4, a3, and then you cut far right. I think, don't you? You cut far right. Oh, you cut to the bottom. Okay. Okay. So it's f5 d3 b1, e4 c1, then it's a4, a3, and then it's like g1. Yeah, g1 g2, which is good. So first nine I think I have g1 g2 f4, f4, and then h3 g3, f4 h3 g3. I can get the 14 and the 15 as well, so it shouldn't be so hard. Okay, so it's f5 d3 b1 e4 c1 a4 a3 g1 g2, and that's f4, right? g1 g2 f4 h3 g3, and then it's g3, and then it's a2 h5 h4, and then it's d5, then it's d5 a1 d5 a1 c4 e5. Okay. Okay, this is not chessy card. Chill. Yeah, I'm trying to do those. So d5, so it's f5 d3 b1 e4, and then it's c1, and then it's a4, it's top. So it's a4 a3 g1. Yeah, g1 g2. So it's a4 a3 g1 g2 f4 h3 g3 a2 h3 g3 a2, and then you go right. So it's h3 g3 a2 h5 h4, and then it's a1. No, it's not a1. h5 h4, and this d5 a1, d5 a1 e5. No, d5 a1 c4, d5 a1 c4. Okay, so it's f5 d3 b1 e4 c1 a4 a3 g1 g2 f4 f4, and then it's h3 g3, right? F4, and then it's h3 g3 a2 h5 h4 d5 a1 c4 e5, and then b5. Yeah, okay, I think b4. I think I've got or wait, no, wait, c4 e5. Yeah, c4 e5, c4 e5 b4. Okay. F5 d3 b f5 d3 b1. First three are clear. F5 d3 b1 c1 a4 a3 g1 g2 f4 h3 g3 h3 g3. Yes, h3 g3 h3 g3 a2 is a2, and then you swing up h5 h4 h5 h4 h5 h4, and then I believe is it d5? Yeah, so h5 h4 d5 a1 c4 e5, and then b5. Okay. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. So let me just make sure. So it's f5 d3 b1 e4 c1 a4 a3 g1 g2 f4 h3 g3. Then you swing over h3 g3, and then it's h3 g3. Then it's a2, and then it's h5 h4 h5 h4, and then it's e5 a1 c4 d5. I think I've got it. Let me do one more time in my head. So it's f5 d3 b1 c1 a4 a3 g1 g2 f4 h3 g3 a2, swing right h5 h4, then it's d5, and then it's a1, and then it's c4, and then it's e5, and then it's b4. I think. Let me just double. Okay, f5 d3 b1. I said that right. So that's correct. Then it's, I said e4 c1. That's correct. Then it's a4 a3 g1 g2 f4 h3 g3 h3 g3 h3 g3, and then it's a2, which is 13, and then it's h5, which is 14, h5 h4 h4, and then it's a d. It's like what, d5 a1 d5 a1. I think I got it. d5 a1 c4. I think I got it. Let's go. Let's try. Imagine all this prep and you'll fail. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. I think I got it. So it's f5 d3 b1 e4 c1 a4 a3 g1 g2 f4 h3 g3 a2 is 13, then it's h5 h4 d5 a1 c4. Boom, there we go. Let's keep going. All right, next one. Okay, what do we have? Okay, this is a pretty clustered board now. Okay. What do we have? So we've got H3 D1, H3 D1 E3, B5, B5, B5 G5. Okay, this is pretty rough. B5 G5, G1, E5, E5. This is tough. This one's difficult. This one is very difficult now. Oh, this is hard. Thank you to me be taught for the prime. Thank you to Ramuel Sampson page for the 5. Lowry as well. Thank you so much. The board will be complete soon. Yeah, this is getting rather unpleasant now. It's getting hard. Okay, so it's H3 D1. Then you swing right. You swing B5. So it's an 8x5 board. So it's H3 H3 D1, right? Yeah, H3 D1 E3 B5, and then you swing over to like G5. Yeah, G5. Okay, so I think I got the first one. So it's H3 D1 E3 B5 G5. Okay, so the first 5 I got memorized. Okay, G5. 5-minute timer on this gamble that I can get to 24. Well, I still have to get 2 wrong. Let's see. I should quit chess and play this game professionally. Yeah. True. Okay, so it's H3 D1, which is the far one. Yeah, H3 D1 E3 B5 G5. Okay, I've got that. G5 and then swing down. So G1 and then it's E5 and then it's E5 and then it's D2 and then it's A2 A2 and then C1 D5. Oh man, that's hard. C1 D5 C1 D5 A4 C1 D5 A4 B1 B1 F2 F2 E4 G3. This is hard. Okay, let me try to get the first 12 or so memorized. So it's H3 D1 E3 B5 G5 G1 G5 G1 E5 E5 and then what? I don't know. E5 D2 E5 D2 A2 E5 D2 A2 C1. So it's it's hard. This one actually might break me. So it's H3 D1 E3 B5 G5 G1 G5 G1 E5 D2 A2 C1 A2 C1. Okay, I got the first 10 roughly. C1 D5 and then D5 and then A4 D5 A4 A4 B1 D5 A4 B1 C1 D5 C1 D5 A4 B1 B1 F2 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 E4. It's like the knights. So I do the knight triangle. This is knights. This is the knight move. 14 through 8 14 through 17 are knight moves. So I can do the knight moves. So it's E4, so it's like it's the knight triangle. And then I have to do the diagonal. So I can do 4. I can get those 4. I've got one wrong. Yeah. I got this cuz 14, this is F2 E4 G3 E2. That's a knight. That's 4 knight moves. So that's actually very important. Very very important. Very very important. Okay, so it's H3 D1 E3 B4 B4 B5 whatever. So it's H3 D1 E3 B4 G is B5 B5 G5 G1 E5 D2 A2 C1 D5 A1. No, I'm wrong. D5 and then what? No, it's D5. It's not A1. Oh, it's A4. D5 A4. D5 A4 B1. D5 A4 B1. D5 A4 B1 F2. If I can get to F2, I think I can get it right. But I have to get it to F2. So it's H3 D1 H3 D1 E3 B5 G5 G1 E5 D2 A2 C1 D5 A4 B1 F2 E4 G3 E2 and then what? E2 and then what? E2 and then it's like H4 H4 A1 E2 H4 A1 E2 H4 A1 G4. Okay, I think I'm close. I'm not quite there, but I'm close. I'm close now. I'm very very close. I'm very close. So it's H3 E1 D3 H3 E1 or H3 D1 E3 B5 G5 G1 E5, so it's E5, yes. E5 D2 A2 C1 D5 A4 B1 B1 is the 11 B1 it B1 F2? It is B1 F2. Okay, it's B1 F2 E4 G3 E2, and then is it right left or left right? E2. That's right left. So it's E2 H4 A1 G4 H4. So it's E2 H4 H4 A1 G4 H4 A1 G4. Okay. There's got to be an easier way. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I've got it right. So it's H3 D1, E3 B5, G5 G1, E5, D2 is 8, right? D2, A2, C1, D2, A2, C1, C1 is the 10, and then you go up top for 11, which is D5, D5, and then it's A4, right? Yeah, D5, A4, B1, F2, E4, G3, E2, H4, A1, G4, and then it doesn't matter because that's 20, and I get the last one. Yeah, I got it. I think I got it. Unless I'm mistaken. I think I've got it though, right? I think I've got it. Yeah, let me see. So H3 D1, E3 B5, G5 G1, E5 D2, A2. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, by the way, but A2, which is the 9, A2, and then C1, D5, A4, B1, F2, E4, G3, E2, H4, A1, G4, and then side over whatever it is. I think I got it right. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. He thinks we can tell him if he's wrong. I have no clue. Yeah, someone said to do it in chess terms, and so I decided to start doing it in chess terms. Is everything okay? No, you guys, my head is about to explode. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. So it's H3, D1, E3, B5, G5, B1, E5, D2, A2, C1, D5, A4. Here, and then you go right back. Boom. Let's go. Okay, let's keep going. Up to 22. All right, let's go. Okay. What do we have? Okay, we've got H2, H2 C5, H2 C5, H3 B1. So H2 C5, H2 C5, H3 B1. Thank you to Zippers LOL for the 7. Thank you to Octavian for the 10 months. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Okay, what are we at? We're unintentional TTS to distract me right as I'm doing it. True, that would actually maybe throw off my rhythm. Okay. Okay, so what do we have? So it's H2, C1, H3, B1, right? Yeah, so it's H2 C, or not C1. So it's H2 C5, H3, B1. B1. Oh man, but all these numbers are, this is actually going to be a problem. There are too many numbers jumbled here. This is very hard to do. Okay, H2 C5. No, sorry. So H2 C5, H3 B1, F2. Yeah, it's F2. So it's H2 C5, H2 C5 H3. Wait, H2. Yeah, H2 C5 H3 B1 F2, and then it's like C2 B2 A2. Okay, so it's A2 to D5. So it's diagonal. A2 D5, A2 D5 B2 C2. If I can get to like 11, I think I've got a chance. 12 is, oh man, and that's a knight move. That knight move saved me on the last one. I think this one's actually kind of messed me up. But I think that knight, actually 15, 16, 17 are easy too. They're 3 in a row. Actually 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Maybe those 4 should be easy. Okay. Okay, so it's we have a bet. So no, H2 C5 H3 B1. B1 is 4, and then it's F2 A2 D5 B2 C2. Okay, so I've got to 9 now. C2, and then it's H5 G5. Okay, H5 G5 should be H5 G5 A5. Okay, and then it's knight move down to B3, and then it's B3 F1 B4 B3 F1 B4. Okay, I'm close. Okay, yeah. So it's H2 C5 H3 B1 is 4. B1 is 4 and 5. I just forgot. Then it's F2 A2 D5 B2 C2 and I lost it. B2 C2. And then you swing. It's H5 G5 A5, and then it's like it's knight move to b3, and then it's like e1, and then it's like some kind of yo-yo. It's e1, but it's not. It's e1 back above to b4. Okay. Oh, it's only 7 files. Okay, actually, that makes it easier. Maybe. Okay. Okay, so it's okay, whatever. So it's g2, g2. I don't think it really matters if I'm off by one, as long as I know that it's the edge. But anyway, g2 g3. Wait, so sorry, g2 c5, right? G2 c5 g3 b1 b1, and then that's actually not f, right? Then it's e. Okay, it's e. Yeah. So it's the h and f become g and e. Okay. Okay, so it's g2 c5 g3 b1 e2 a2 d5 b2 c2 b2 c2, and then you swing to the corner, so it's b2 c2, and then it's like g whatever, g6 f6, all the way over to the other end, which is a, and then you come down with the knight move to b3, and then you go to e1, and then you go to b4, and then what? Okay, b4, and then you go over. Okay, so b4 d4 e4, and then it's like a3. Yeah, it's a3, and then it's f2 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 d2 f2 d2 f2 d2 d1, and then oh, I'm actually close. I think I've got it. I think I'm close. Actually, I'm very close. I think I've got it. Actually, I think I've got it. So it's okay. So it's g2 b5 or c5 g2 c5 g3 b1 e2, right? Because this is g. Yeah. So it's 2 over. So I just remember it's 2 over from the 1. So it's g2 c5 g3 b1 e2 a2 d5 b2 c2, up corner h5 g5 a5, knight move down to b3, then it's e1, then it's b4 d4 e4 b4 d4 e4 a3, and then where's the 19? 19's down to g2. Oh, actually, I can kind of get it. It's like a snake, isn't it? It's like a snake to 20. 18, 19, 20 is like the snake. Oh, I think I can get it, actually. It's like g2 d2. Oh, it's like a snake. It's like you just snake it back. You just snake back. It's like the snake. Okay. Okay, so it's g2 c5 g3 b1. So b1 is b1, and then it's 2 over, so it's e2, and then it's a2, and then it's d5, and then it's b2 c2, and then it's h5 g5 a5 b3, knight move to e1, back to b4, back to d4 e4, and then it's a3, and then it's like the g2 square, and then you slither over to the 20, which is like d2 d1, and then you do the diagonal back. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm right, unless I'm mistaken. So I said, so it's g2 c5 g3 b1. Yes, is b1 e2 a2 d5 b2 c2 b2 c2, and then you go the corner all the way over, and then it's b3, and then it's the wrong. It's not the diagonal. Then yo-yo back. 16, 17. I think I got it. So it's b4 d4 e4 a3, and then g2. Yeah, I think I got it. If I can get to 15, I should be able to do it. It's 15, 16, 17, 18, because it'll be actually quite easy if I get to 15. Okay, I think I've got it. So it's okay. Let's go one last time. So it's g2 c5 g3 b1, and then it's e2 a2 d5 b2 c2 h5 g5 a5 b3 e1 b4 d4 e4 a3, and then it's far one over down. Yes, I got it. Okay, let's go. Okay, g2 c5 g3. Oh no, g3. Oh no, g3. No, don't mess me up. G3, shoot. No, g3, shoot. It's here. It's no. It's e2 a2 d5 b2 c2 h5 g5 here. Knight move, wrong diagonal. Here, slither. Yes, there we go. Thank you to Memba Forever for the 69 gifted subs. Jeez. Oh my gosh, you guys are so bad. Literally, I'm trying to do it. Oh my god. That was so bad. So bad. Like someone's gonna there probably are like 20 clips from this. Like 20 clips from this. Okay, jeez. Okay, we're up to 23. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. 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 Let's focus. That really messed it up. That really messed it up for me. It's like okay. Okay, what do we have? We have an 8 board again. So it's okay. Oh my gosh. Is there a max? I don't know. Anyway, I got to 15 at the time. He makes 22. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think I don't know if there's a quick way to do it. Okay, so it's F2, so it's F2 D5, F2 D5 B1, F2 D5 B1, F2 D5 B1 A3 E2. So it's F2 D5 B1 A3 D2. So it's right, that's F2, that's F. So F2 to D5 to B1 to A3 to D2 to G2, D2 G2. Okay, or not D, whatever, the same thing. So it's F2 D5 B1 A3 E2 G2 E2 G2 E2 G2 E2 G2 D1 E2 G2 D1 E2 G2 D1 A4. Okay, so it's F2 D5 B1 A3 E2 G2 E2 G2 C, what's that? D1 E2 G2 far left, which is D1. So E2 G2 D1 A4. Okay, so first A4 B2. Are there any numbers that I can get? Are there any patterns? Is the question. I'm not sure. Thank you to Hodzik for the 4 months. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so it's F2 D5 B1 A3 E2 G2 E2 G2 D1 A4 A4. So I've got the A4 B2. So it's okay, A4 B2 D3 A4 B2 D3 A4 B2 D3. Okay, so F2 D5 B1 F2 D5 B1. So F2 D5 B1 E2 G2 D1 A4 B2 D3 A4 B2 D3. Okay, D3 G5 G5 and then what? G5 G1. Okay, that G5 G1 H1 F1 H1 F1 is important. H1 F1 H1 F1 H2 H2 oh wait, 11 12 wait, 12 13 14 15 16 are in a row. That's actually helpful. That's helpful. Very helpful. Thank you Dark Passengers for the 2 months. Appreciate it. Thank you Dark Passengers. Okay, so wait. Okay. So it's F2 D5 B1 A3, yeah. F2 D5 B1 A3 E2 G2 D1 A4 B2 D3. Where's the 11? It's up top. D3 G5 G5 G1 H1 F1 H2 E1 H2 E. Wait a second. Wait a second. So G5 G1 H1 F1 H2 E1 H2 E1 H2 E1 F4 H4 F4 H4. Okay, this is hard. XCC got to 23. Yeah, he didn't get to 33, but I'm trying to beat his score. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so it's F2 D5. Yeah, F2 D5 B1 A3 E2 G2 E2 G2 D1 A4 B2 D3 G5 G1 H1 F1 H2 E1 E1 you go diagonal to 17 E1 to E1 F4 and then it's in the corner, right? E1 F4 H5 and then you swing over to B5. Is it B5 B5 E2 A1 B5 E2 A5? Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's F2. Okay, so F2 D5 B1 E2 G2, right? Yeah, it's E2 G2. Okay, so F2 D5 B1 A3 E2 G2 D1 A4 D1 A4 B3 no, sorry, A4 B2 D3 G5, G1, H1, F1, H2, E1, F4, H5, B5, down to like D4 or whatever it is, D4, but I still need to remember the 20. Is 20 on the edge? It's D2, and then it's D2, and then A5. So it's A5, D2, A5. Okay. I think I've got it. Okay. How many games will I forget by forcing this into my memory? A lot. Okay, so it's F2. So F2, D5, B1, A3, E2, G2, D1, A4, B2, D3, G5, G1, H1, F1, H2, right? G1, H1, F1, H2, E1, F4, H5, B5, D2, A5. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay. Okay. One more time. Okay. So F2, D5, B1, A3, E2, G2, D1, A4, B2, D3, G5, G1, H1, F1, H2, E1, F4, H5, B5, D2, A5. I think I got it. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay. F2, D5, B1, A3, E2, G2, E1, A4, B2, D3, G5, G1, H1, F1, H2, E1, F4, 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 don't lose it, F4, 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 don't lose it, F4, don't lose it, F4, 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 H5, here, yes! There we go. Thank you to Cutie Jolly for the 20 gifted subs. Thank you so much to Cutie Jolly. There we go. See, this is what a true warlord does, not a fake one. Proper score, 24. All right. Okay. What else do we have here? Thank you to Masoon for the 9 months. Thank you so much. It's cool, but where's the checkmate? Yeah. No stress anymore. I don't know. Can I get to 25? Let's see. Oh man, this is brutal. I mean, this is already good enough, right? 24 is the end of the graph here. Get to 30. I mean, oh, is this the last one? Oh, there's one more. Okay, this is the last one. Okay, let's go. Okay, whoo. Okay. Thankfully, I didn't see. I mean, yeah. Okay, so this is what is this? This is A2. Thank you to King Zolo for the 3,000 bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is A2, A2, E5, A3, A2, E5, A3, B2, A2, E5, A3, B2, D1. First 5 again seem pretty. B2 and then H4 seem pretty obvious. Okay, A2, E5, A3, B2, B2. So it's top bottom. So it's A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, H5. H5 and then C2, H5, C2, H5, C2, and then G3, H5, C2, G3, G3, F1, G3. Okay, so it's knight moves, knight move diagonal, knight move into diagonal, 10, 11. This is difficult. And I think the one I got wrong, I shouldn't have gotten wrong even, is pretty nuts. Gosh, does this actually end at 25 or not? There's 0% chance that I get this one. I don't know. Thank you to Rod Om for the 2 months. Thank you to Tyson Siebe for the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know. Let's see. What do we have here? Let me think. Okay. It does. Wait, it doesn't end? It doesn't end? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, let's see. So okay, again. It's A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, H5, C2, H5, C2. So it's H5, no, H4. So it's H4, C2, G3, and then it's a knight maneuver, right? G3 to F1. So it's a knight move 8. So it's maneuver, bad diagonal to C4, bad drawing arrow to C4, and then what? C4 and then E4. C4, E4, D, C4, E4, D1. C4, E4, D1, and then H5. C4, E4, D1, H5. H5, D2. Oh my gosh, this is problematic. This one I don't know if I can get because there's no actual pattern here. There's no actual pattern on this one. 22 and 23. I mean, Like if I can get to the final 4, yeah, like if I can get 20 these final 4, yeah, I can get those pretty easily, but that requires me getting the first 20 before that. So maybe I should focus on the first 20. That's what I should actually do. So it's A2, A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, B2, B1, H4, C2. Yeah, it's H4, C2, G3, F1, bad diagonal up to like C5 or whatever. And then is it down to D1? No, it's over and then down. That's C4, C4, so it's C4. So it's A2, A2, E5, A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, H4, C2, G3, F1, C4, E4, D1, C4, E4, D1. That's good. C4, D4, E1, H5, H5, D2, H5, D2, H5, D2, C5, H5. Oh, God. And then it's E1. Okay, so it's A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, B2, B1, B2, B1, B2, B1, and then it's H4, C2, G3, F1, G3, F1, C4, E4, C4, E4, D1, and it's up corner, D1 to H5, and then it's D2, and where's the 15? Oh, D2 and then C5 and then yo-yo back. D2, C5, E1, and then F5. F5, B2. F5, B2, A1, A5. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so it's A2. So it's A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, and then it's H4, right? B2, B1, H4, C2, G3, F1, C4, E4, D1, and then it's H5, and then it's D2, and then it's C5, and then it's E1, and then it's F5, and then where's the 18? It's over. And then it's B2, A1, B2, A1, A5, and then E2, 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 no, A5, H2, E2, E3. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm close, you guys. I'm almost there. I'm very close. So it's A2, E5, A3, right? A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, H4, C2, G3, knight move to F1, bad diagonal up to C4, E4, D2, no, D1, C4, E4 bottom, C4, E4, D1, H5, D2, H5, D2, that's the 12. And then the 13 is where? D2, and then where's the 13? I don't know. Oh no, the 13 is off the board. Sorry. It's off the board. Okay. A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, B2, B1. Okay. H4, C2, G3, F1, C4, E4, D1, H5, D2, C5. That's 15. C5, and I think it's E1. Then it's F5 to 17. And then it's like, where's the 18? Then it's B4. B4, A1, A5, H2, E2, E3. I think I got it there. Okay, so it's okay. A2, E5, A3, B2, B1, H4, right? H4, C2, G3, F1, C4, E4, D1, H5, D2, C5 is the 15. Then you come down to E1 for the 16. Then you go up to 17 with the F5. Then 18 is B4. 19 is A1. 20 is A5. And then I think 21 is H2, right? Yes, H2, E2, E3, voila. Voila, voila. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me think one more time. A2, E5, A3, B2, B1. I'm just making sure my B1, and then it's H4, C2, G3, F1, C4, E4, right? D1, and then it's top right, D1, H5, D2, C5, E1, F5, B2, A1, A4, H2. I think I got it. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. It's A1, A4. It's A1, A4. It's B4, A1, A4. Okay, let's go. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Okay, A2, D5, A3, B2, B1, H4, C2, G3, F1, C4, E4, D1, H5, D2, H5, D2, C5, E1, F5, B4, A1, A4, H2, H2, E2. Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay, A2, D5, A3, B2, B1, B2, B1, H4, 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 C2, G3, F1, C4, E4, D1, C4, wait, C4, E4, C4, E4, C4, E4, D1, H5, D2, H5, D2, H5, D2, H5, D2, H5, D2, H5, D2, C5, H5, D5, C5, C5, E1, 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 F5, 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 B4, 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 A1, A4, A1, A4, H2, E2, E3. Hallelujah. 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 Okay. There we go. Oh man. I almost lost the pattern like so many times there. I barely kept the pattern in my head. Okay. Okay. I don't know how I'm doing this though. I barely kept that pattern. Like I just say like F5 like 20 times there. It's like I'm getting an orgasm, right? Exactly. Okay. This one looks nasty. Too many puzzles in the box. Um, it looks like I was in immense pain. Pause and go tomorrow. Can you pause this or not? Yeah. F5 to refresh memory. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's C3. This is what? This is still an 8 by 5, right? So it's a C3, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it's C3, G4. So C3 to G4. C3, G4, F1. Okay, C3. Ah. Yeah, I think this is just too hard for me. I don't think there's any chance of me getting this right. This is just too hard. Um, okay. Ugh. I think I don't know. My brain's starting to melt here. Last one. Okay. Um, there's no way to save it though, is there? Like if I close this and reload, or do I just leave it here and open a new window? Yeah. Brain is starting to become too big for your head finally. um, if you made an account, you can save it. Okay. I gotta go as far as I can. Okay. Well, actually, let's take a break and come back. Okay, let's come back. Let's take a break. I do need to use the restroom. Let's take a break and come back in a few minutes. Let's take a look at some chess. Amazingly, chess seems really easy after that, doesn't it? So I'm gonna take a break and I'll be right back, you guys. All right, you guys are back. What, F5, 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 F5? Yeah. Right. No, I mean, that was really, really brutally hard. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not muted. No, I'm definitely not muted, but that was really rough. Yeah, I got to 25. I'm taking a short break. Thank you to Christine HB for the Prime and Masto Geppetto with the Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you to all you guys for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. A lot has happened in these chess games since we last checked in. So let's see what happens. So Hans's game we left. Somehow chess feels really easy now after that. It's like after that. Yeah, not gonna lie, that made my head hurt watching. The memes will be epic on Reddit. True. Okay, so Hans's game we left around King H8. Do I think I can do better than 25? I mean, I'm gonna end the stream with more, so I'm probably, we'll see. Okay, knight F1 looks a little bit weird. I wonder, was knight before right? Actually, computer sort of senses it too. Like, I can sort of sense there's something wrong with this move now. I can't sense what it is, but I can sense, like, that's just the spider sense of playing a lot of chess. That it feels wrong. Like, I can't pinpoint what exactly is wrong with this move, but it feels wrong. I'm actually right. Because computer says black is better. Okay. And actually, it looks like Hans is doing really well in this game. Oh, I guess bishop d4 is wrong. Computer says takes is good. Normally when I take breaks to use the restroom, it's like 3 minutes. I have to run ads. I'm sorry, you guys, but that is part of my contract with TSM and Twitch. So what can I say? Takes. What were the results? We're not done. Okay, so it looks like this game is pretty stable game. Honestly, looks like it's going to be a draw. Black is up a pawn, but the problem is white's rook and bishop are so active here that I don't really see how black can win. Hans will definitely try. He'll try to put like the knight on b4 and play b5, but objectively it should be a draw. Thank you to Jacka Trades for the tier 1. Thank you so much. Oh right, you guys, actually, to make myself feel really stupid after all of that, that's right, we have another clip, right? We have another clip. Someone sent me that clip, right? The chimpanzee clip. Let's watch that to feel really stupid. Give me a second. Let's just watch that and we'll all feel really stupid. Okay, 1 second. Let me mute the sound for a second. Okay. Let me pop this up. Okay, let's watch this clip to feel really stupid. 1 second. What is this clip? One second. Okay, so what do we have? There we go. Let's watch this.
And finally, from us here on the webcast today, a story that might cause some of you to question whether or not we human beings really are the smartest creatures here on planet Earth.
Wait, let me start over. Okay.
And finally, from us here on the webcast today, a story that might cause some of you to question whether or not we human beings really are the smartest creatures here on planet Earth. Japanese researchers created an intelligence test that pitted humans against chimps. And in the end, we look like chumps. Here's Bill Blakemore.
First test. Can chimpanzees count from 1 to 9 in the right order in return for a peanut or other tasty reward? Yes,
okay.
They can.
Of course.
Now, if you just flash the 9 numerals for a moment, then cover them, can a chimpanzee remember where each numeral was and still get the order they were in?
I've never seen this video.
Yes, for another tasty treat. This chimp got this wrong once, but thought nothing of it and, undaunted, went right back to getting them all now, if you flash...
By the way, that's actually our biggest problem as humans. That's our biggest problems as humans, is that, like, literally when we do something wrong, there's something emotional within us that, like, causes us, like, we can't do that. Like, if we get one wrong, we're gonna be shattered emotionally, whereas it's just like, it doesn't matter to the chimp, which is interesting. Very interesting.
Some of the 9 numerals, then cover them. Can a chimp, A, remember where each was, and B, in the right order, even though some were missing? Yes. Slowing down, not one bit. And note, chimps can also eat and memorize at the same time. Not only that, if right after the numerals are flashed, the chimpanzee is then distracted, say by some monkey business over to the right off camera, or perhaps by another good-looking chimpanzee, and then returns to it, no problem. Just keep the goodies coming. Now, can another primate
this is only like
species,
5
the
though.
adult Homo sapien, do the same? Well, okay. And again? 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 One more try? Well, okay. But
Well,
actually,
okay.
chimpanzees did much better than humans in this flash and remember test.
But this isn't 20
leaving
though.
The Japanese human researchers scratching their heads. One possible theory: chimpanzees care more than humans about peanuts. Bill Blakemore.
Oh my god. That is so good. Wow. Oh my gosh.
ABC News.
And finally, from
Chimpanzees care more about peanuts. Okay, that's really good. Wow. This probably is someone who used their brain. They don't. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, that's very funny. But I will say that's a little bit different, isn't it? Relatively speaking, because that's not about going up to 20. That's like reaction. So it's a slightly different test, I think. But anyway, it's what it is. But we will keep going in a second. Short-term memory is more important for basic survival. Okay. There's missing numbers. That's true. No, that's true. Actually, missing numbers, right? That's true. No, it's a little bit different, but that's still very, very funny. That's very, very funny. Okay. All right. So let's get back to the chess for a little bit at least. And then I'll try to finish this up and see if I can't get like 1 or 2 more right. Yeah, my record was 25. I'm at 25 and we're still going. I only have 1 wrong. It should be 0 actually, so I'm crushing it. Anyway, okay, so Hans's game is still going night before his play. Let's look at some other games. What's happening here? We have this game between this was the game between Balakrishnan and Ben Lee. I think we left this pretty early. Let me unmute the site. Takes b4, king f1. Complicated position, but actually in this game they're very early in the game. They're only on move 20, which is kind of surprising. Thank you to 8 hell of Act Nation for the prime, Fool Laffy for the 2. Thank you to It's Spike for the 3 months. Thank you so much. But it looks like it's I don't know. I think black's a little bit better, but I'm not sure. At any rate, this one looks interesting. What happened in Christopher Yu's game? We left it right around here. So takes knight a4, rook b8, queen c2, bishop f8, h3. Looks like white's better here. White should be better, very slightly better. Maybe like rook d3 and rook d8 here, maybe queen d2. But I think that Christopher Yu is better here. That's my guess. What else do we have? Burke versus Wang. A lot of moves. Castles, queen a2, h3, bishop d7, d5, c4, e5, bishop f5, g4, knight g5. Okay. Looks like white's better here. I don't know. This is the world, or not world junior, sorry, the US Junior Chess Championship featuring Christopher Yu, Hans Niemann, and Brandon Jacobson. Looks like white's better in this game. Okay, let's go to thank you to Luca for the 7 months. Let's go to the game. Go to the game between this is what, Brandon Jacobson and Nicholas Cheka. So looks pretty normal so far. Okay. I don't love this position for white. I'm kind of worried about getting checkmated here. There are a lot of threats. Like rook g6 is a threat. Rook h6 is also a threat. And there's also bishop d6 at some moment to line up the diagonal. This looks pretty bad. What did I get on the benchmark? We're at 25 and still going. Okay, what else do we have? We have Brodsky versus... Oh, wait, no, we already looked at that. So I think we looked at all the games then, basically. Nothing too exciting, although Hans's game is still going. Brandon's game is still going. Christopher Yu's game is going. But looks like there are going to be a few decisive games. Thank you to Marshall for the 10. Edu Soccer for the Prime. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, let's go back to work. Back to work. Let's go. Back to work we go. Let's get back to work. Let me change the scene. Okay, let's get back to work. Okay, here we go. We're back. Let me mute the tab so I don't hear let me mute the tab. Okay, let's go back. Back to work. Okay. Wait, what does this play volume? Does this mean you can hear it played back in order? Or no, that's just okay, never mind. That's just sound outside. Okay, let's see. Just a quick break. Yeah, let's see. Okay, what do we have? We've got C3. So wait, so it's C3. This is a 8x8. So C3 G4 F1, right? Yeah, so C3 G4 F1. Okay, I can remember that G4 F1. So it's C3 G4 F1 D5 D5 F G5. Yeah, D5 G5. Okay, so it's C3 G4 C3 G4 F1 D5 G5, and then it's A2. Okay, G5 A2 A2 D3 A2 D3 A2 D3 A2 D3 A2 D3 E2 E2 diagonal to C4. Okay, C4 A4 C4 A4 B4. That's actually useful. C4 A4 B4. C4 A4 B4 H1. Okay, so it's C3 G4 F1 D5 G5 A2, and then it's is it D3? It's A2. Yeah, so it's A2, it's A2 D3 E2 C4 A4 B4 H1. Okay, so first 12 are pretty routine. H1 then F3, so it's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so H1 F3 F3 D4. Okay, so I think I've got it. The first 14. D4 H3. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, nothing's happening in the games. What can I say? XCC got 22. He's just not very good at this game. Okay, so it's C3 C3 F4 G4, right? Yeah. So C3 G4 F1 D5 G5 A2 D3 E2 C4 A4 B4 H1 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 H1, and then H1 is diagonal. So it's H1 F3 D4 F3 D4 H3 so okay. Okay, so it's C3 G4 F1 D5 G5 A2 D3 E2 C4 A4 B4 H1 F3 D4 H3. That's the first H3, and then H4 H3 H4 H3 H4, and then C2 H3 H4 C2. Okay, H3 H4 C2 C2 C5 C2 C5 C2 C5 A1 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 F2 A1 F2 F5 F2 F5. Wait, so there's almost a pattern. So wait, so C2 C5 A1 C2 C5 A1, and then it's F2 F5 F2 F5, and then F2 F5 B5 B5 B1 B3 B1 B3. Oh, I'm very close. I've almost got this. Wait a second. I've almost got this. Wait a second. I almost have this. C3 G4 F1 C3 G4 F1 D5 G5 A2 D3 E2 C4 A4 B4 H1 H1 F3 diagonal D4 diagonal H3 H4 H3 H4, and then what's the next one? H3 H4, or yeah, H3 H4. H3 H4. Okay, so it's H. Okay, so I got it. So it's H3 H4 C2 C5 A1. Then it's F2 F5, right? F2 F5, and then it's B5 B1 B3 B1 B3, and then I already did the last number. Okay, I've got it. I've just got it. This is the last stream before I go to the mental hospital. Yeah. No, I got it. I got it. So it's C3 G4 C3 G4 F1, right? Yeah, C3 G4 F1 D5 G5 A2 D3 E2 C4 A4 B4 H1 H1 diagonal F3 D4 diagonal. That's not diagonal, that's a night move, but anyway, F3 D4 H3 H4 C2 C5 A1 F2, F5, B5, B1, B3 over. Voila. I got it. It's easy. Didn't I? Okay, let me make sure. So C3, G4, F1. C3, G4, F1, D5, G5, A2, A2, D3, E2, C4, A4, B4, H1, F3, right? H1, F3, D4, H3, right? D4, H3, H4, and then it's C2. Yeah, so H4, H5 is where I get the 3 pattern walls up, and then they're all walls. It's very easy. The final ones are just walls. Yeah, the final ones are just walls. I'm leveling up my music skills while conducting the orchestra. Yeah, totally. A monkey losing it. Yeah, I think it's easy. C3, G4, F1, D5, G5, A2, D3, E2, C4, A4, B4, H1, F3, D4, H4, H3, right? H4, H3. No, wait. H3, H4. Wait, I gotta be careful. I almost got that wrong. It's H3, H4. Wait, so it's C3, G4, F1, D5, G5, D5, G5, then it's A2, D5, G5, A2, E3, D3, E2, C4, A4, B4, H1 is the 12, then you do the diagonal to F3, F3 to D4, then it's H3, H4, right? It's H3, H4. So it's D4, H3, H4, C2, C5, A1, F2, F5, B5, B1, B3. Yes, I got it. It's H3, H4. Okay, let's go. Okay. H3, H4, H3, H4, C2, C5. So C2, C5, and then it's A1, F2, F5, F2, F5. And then it's B5, B1, B3. Okay, let's go. So it's one last time before I go for it. So it's C2, G4, F1, D5, G5, A2, D3, E2, C4, A4, B4, H1. H1 is a 12, diagonal to 13 on F3, D4, H3, H4, H4, 16, right? Yes, H3, H4, C2, C5, A1, F2, F5, B5, B1, B3. I got it. Let's go. Okay, so it's okay. Let's go. Let's deep breaths. Okay. C3, G4, F1, D5, G5, A2, D3, E2, C4, A4, B4. Here, diagonal, bad diagonal, H3, H4. Down, up, down. Oh! I got too cocky. I had it, but I forgot there was an in-between. I forgot the 19 on A1. I got too cocky and too fast. I should have gotten that. I got too cocky. I forgot about the in-between in the corner on A1. I should have gotten that. I forgot about the A1. Yeah, I started going too fast. Okay. Forget the first number? I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true, actually. So it's like, okay, so it's like, let's see. If I forget the first numbers, that make it easier. So it's what? D3, G3, D5. I should have had that. There were three patterns. There were 3 patterns that I should have had there. Yeah, because I started getting too into it. Thank you, 33 trucking for the 3. Thank you to Enigma for the 20. Okay, so it's B3, D3. B3, D3. So the first 3 are easy. They're all in a row. So it's B3, D3, H, G3. B3, D3, G3, D5, D5, E2. D5, E2, G4. Yeah, this one I think I'm screwed. This one's impossible. Yeah, I should have had that, but I started going too fast. Once I got the 200, I thought once I got 15, 16, I had the pattern down, and I just forgot to throw in the in-between, the one in the corner on the left. I would have gotten it if I had remembered that, but I started going too fast, and I was starting to feel like it's like, oh, OMG, I'm gonna get 26. That was the problem. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have B3, D3, G3. Yeah, I should have gotten that one because there was a clear pattern for that. I should have gotten that one. This one's very hard. The first like 5 on this one are very easy, but very difficult. After that, it looks like B3, D3, G3, B3, D3, G3, D5, E2, G5, G4, G4. Ah, this is hard. G4, E3, E1, E3, E1, C1, E3, E1, C5. Yeah, this one there's no pattern. This is a brutal one. This is absolutely brutal. That was my chance. I should have gotten that right. This one is I don't think I can get this one. There's no pattern at all in this one. I received 0 peanuts. Yeah. There's like this is too much. Oh man. This is a different one, but it's just all the numbers are all messed up here. They're just messed up. 2021. Yeah, 2021, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, I mean, actually, you're right. If I can get to 20, then I win. You're right, because there's a pattern. Because it's over, up, down, down, over. Yeah, actually, if I get there, I can do it. So I got to get to 20. Actually, 18, 19 have a pattern as well. So maybe it's not so bad. I just have to get to. I just have to get to 17. Wait, actually, if I can get to 17, I can get there. I just have to get 17 numbers memorized. That's it. If I can get to 17, I have it. Let's see. Okay. So it's B3, D3, H3, B3, D3, G3, B3, D3, G3, D5, and then what's the 5? D5, E2, 8, G4, G4, E3. G4, E3, G4, E3, E1, E3, E1, C5, B2, B4, and then where's the 12? B4, A2. There's actually a pattern 10, 11, 12 also. Wait, there's actually a little bit of a pattern here. Now I'm starting to see it. Wait. Okay, so it's B3, D3, G3. Then it's D5, right? B3, D3, G3, D5. And then it's E2. B3, D3, G3, D5, E2. And then it's 8 G4. E2, G4, E3. It's B3, D3, G3. So it's D3. I'm gonna actually eliminate the 1 here, I think. So it's D3, G3. No, actually I need the 1. So it's B3, D3, G3, D5, E2, G4, E3, G4, E3, E1, C5, and then it's C5, and then it's B2, B4, B2, B4, A2, B2, B4, A2, and then up top, and then down 1, and over 14, 15. I mean, if I can get to 14, I should be able to get it. Because if I can get to 14, I should be able to actually get this. Because 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then where's the 22? Oh, wait, no, but actually 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I actually should be able to get this if I can get to 14. I should be able to get this. If I can get to 14. So it's B3, D3, G3, D5, E2, G4, E3, and then it's E1, right? Then it's E1, and then it's C5, and then it's B2, and then it's B4, right? B2, B4, A2. And then it's up top on like G5, and then it's like E1, or it's F1. Okay, it's F1. It's F1, C1, A4, right? F1, C1, A4. Okay, I just have to get to 17, but it's very difficult. Just start at 5. Yeah, but the problem is I'm going to lose my rhythm, I think. That's the problem. I think I feel like I'm gonna lose the rhythm if I try to just eliminate the first one. So I'm gonna stick with the pattern that I know works. So I'm using B3, D3, G3, D5, E2, G4, E3, E1, C5 is it? Yeah, E1, C5, B2, B4, A2, G5 is 13, and then it's like F1, and then it's C1. And then it's like A4 is C1, and then it's like A4. Yeah, C1, and then it's A4, like E3. A4, E3, A4, E3, and then it's A5, B5, and then it's like and then it's G4, no, F4, F4, D4, F4, D4, E5, and then it's like G2, H1, right? G2, H1 and swing. Okay, kind of. I think I have a good idea. Okay, so it's like B3, D3, G3. D5 is the 4, and then it's E2, which is the 5. So it's D5, E2, and then it's G4, E3, E1, C5, B2, B4, A2, then it's up in the corner on G5, and then it's E1 or F1, and then it's C1, and then it's A4, and then it's like it's the next one's important. 17 is the key. It's E3. It's E3. So it's B3, D3, G3, D5 is correct, and then it's E2. D5, E2, and it's G4, right? E2 diagonal to the 6. Okay, so it's E2, G4, knight move back to the 7, then it's E1, and then it's C5, and then it's B2, B4, A2, right? C5, B2, B4, A2, which is good. Then it's up top, G5, and it's 1 over. So it's G5, and then it's F1, and then it's C1, and then it's A4, and then it's E4. E4 is it? No, it's F4. So it's Alt F4. F4 is 17 is what holds it all together. If I get the 17 or F3, if I get the F, then I'll if I get the 17, if I can get that, I'll be able to solve it. I just have to get the 17. That's the crux of the puzzle. So it's B3, D3, G3, D5, E2, E2, G4, E3, E1, C5, B2, B4, A2, then it's G5, and then it's F1, and then it's C1, and then it's A4, and then it's F3. It's not the top F, it's the second F. It's F3, and then it's A5, B5, F4, D4, E5, G2, H1, and over. I think I got it. Okay. Okay, this is very difficult. Kind of funny to take the chess approach, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think if I get to like 14, I should be able to get it. I think I got it. Okay. I got it? Okay. I mean, probably I don't have it, but let's see. Okay, so it's B3, D3, G3, D5, E2. D5, E2, very important. E2, and then it's G4, and then it's E3 and E1. G4, E3, E1, C5, right? Yeah, C5, B2, B4, B2, B4, A2, and then it's up top. It's A4, then it's G5, then it's F1, then it's C1, then it's A4, and then it's F3, and then it's A5, B5, F4, D4, E5, G2, H1. Yeah, I think I got it. Let's go. Let's hope that I've got it right. I might forget it, but I think this one I should be able to get. Okay. Let's go. Okay. So it's B3, D3, G3, D5, E2, E2, and then it's G4, E3, E1, and then it's C5, B2, B4, and then it's A2, and then it's G5, and then it's F1, and then it's C1, and then it's A4, and then it's F3 is 17, then it's A5, B5, and then it's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. Next one. I don't know how I got that. Yeah, I was actually kind of in pain there as I was doing it. It's like literally like I'm trying so hard not to let it slip out of my mind. It's like really, really tough. Okay. What else do we have? This guy has too much free time on his hands. Well, I mean, it's just clear that I'm a chimpanzee. Yeah, the peanut. Where are my peanuts, right? I need to go see if anybody here at TSM has peanuts. All right. Okay. Let's see. What do we have? We have, this is why none of us will be a super champ. So we've got H5. So H5, H2, A1, G1, G2. First 5 are pretty easy. H5, H2, A1, G1, G2. Okay, first 5 are easy. That's good. G2 H3. First 6 are pretty easy as well. No need to memorize the last number. No. Well, I didn't remember where 25 was, and actually one of my strikes that I got wrong earlier was because I kind of knew it and got it wrong. The chimps don't get 26 though. I'm in pain. This is very, very hard. I'm not gonna lie. This is extremely hard to do. Extremely hard. Okay. So what do we have? H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, and then H3. So it's H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3. Okay, H3, and then it's H3 to C4. H3, C4, H3, C4, B2, H3, C4, B2, so H3, C4, B2, G4, and then G4, H4. Okay, so H4 and then C2, C2 and then E3, E3, C3, E3, C3, C3, B4. What are the patterns? Wait, I need to find a pattern here. Is there a pattern? 19, 20, 21. There's no pattern. 18. Oh man, there's like no pattern here. There's like no pattern here. Uh-oh. There's no pattern. I don't see a pattern. 13, 14, 15. Sure, but I mean, this 13, 14, 15, 16 I can kind of get as a pattern. Maybe even 17. But there's no set pattern. 20, 21, 20. Left, right, center. I mean, okay. Okay, let's see. 19, 20, 21 is a fin. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Wait, where is the 21? 19, 20, 21. Oh yeah, 19, 20, 21, maybe. How does chess swords make sense? I don't get it. Because like I'm creating it as a table in my head. So H5, H2. H5, H2, A1, G1, A1, G1, G2, H3, H3, and then it's like, is it up? H3 to C4, H3, C4, B2, H3, C4, B2, H3, C4, B2, G4, H3, C4, B2, G4, H3, C4, B2, G4. Okay. Okay, so it's H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, C4, B2, G4, G4, and then H4, G4, H4. G4, H4. G4, H4, and then it's C2. C2 and then E3. C2, E3, C3, 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 B4. C3, B4, A3, C3, B4, A3. And then G3, F3, or G3. G3 and then F5. Oh man. Where are the knight moves? Rook knight. Let's see if I can do it by rook knight moves. 11, 18 are all kind of a pattern. Maybe. Okay, let's see. So it's H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3 is the 6, and then it's H3 to C4 to B2 to G4 to H4. And from H4, it's H4 diagonal back. So it's H4 back to C2. And then where's the 12? So C2, C2, and then it's E3. So C2, E3, C2, E3, C3, and then it's B4, A3, B4, A3, and then F3, A3, F3. Okay. F3 or G3, F5, G3, F5, A5. I kind of have an idea on this one, actually. I kind of have an idea. I think I might be able to get this. So H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, C4, B2, G4, H4. Yeah, it's B2, right? G4, H4, and then C2. Where's the 12? Is it? It's E3, C3, B4. E3, C3, B4, A3. F3 is a 16. Where's the 17? It's a knight move. So F3 to G3 to G3 to F5, F5 to A5. Okay, let me see. Okay, 7 to 13 are in the shape of a pistol. What? Okay. Oh, actually, that's not wrong. That's not wrong. The 7 and the 8. Yeah, you're right. It kind of is. I didn't think about that. That's actually wait. That's kind of like really disturbing now that I look at it. That's kind of really disturbing. Okay. Yeah. That's actually really disturbing. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Okay. And now I've got to clear my head and not think about that. So it's so it's H5, H2, A1, right? H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, H3 to C4 to B2 to G4 to H4, H4 back to C2, back to C2, back to C2, then E3, C3, B4, A3 is the 15, and then it's F3 is the 16, then or G3 is the 16, then it's F5 is the 17, A5 is the 18, then 19 is like D1, right? D1 and then zigzag back, D1 to A4 to E1, and then E1 back to where? E1 back to the yo-yo, small yo-yo, big yo-yo, small yo-yo up. So it's E1 to D3, D3, E1, D3, G3, F3, G3, G3. So it's G3, G3, and then what? G3, and then it's over, and then down, over, down. Okay, so it's, I think I've got this, actually. I think I've got this. If I could do this if the numbers weren't in a grid scatter around, I probably, you mean like if there was like, it was like 10 by 10? Maybe. Yeah, I'm way past where XQC was. He got 22, and I have like 26. So let's see. So it's H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, H3, C4, B2, G4, H4. Yeah, B2, G4, H4, C2. C2 is the C2, then E3, C3, B4, A3, G3, F5, A5, D1 is the 19. Then you swing back to A4, then back to E1. And then what? Back to E1. E1 and then mini yo-yo to D3, mini yo-yo to D3, mini yo-yo to D3, E1, D3 that way, and then over, down, over. Okay, this is my last life. I got one wrong. So it's H5, H2, H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, 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 C4, B2, G4, H4, C2, E3, C3, B4, A3, G3, F5, A5, D1, A4, yo-yo back to E1, then mini yo-yo to D3, and then yo-yo up to E5, I think. Is it E5? Yeah, mini yo-yo up to E5, and then over to mini yo-yo to E5, then over to C5, and then down to the corner, Although I don't need or I do need the corner one. Yeah, okay. So, okay. I got the last one right. Thank you to Padushi for the prime. Thank you so much. I think I got it. I think I have this. So it's H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, and then it's C4, B2, G4, H4, C2, and then it's E3, C3, B4, A3, A3, G3, F5, A5, D1, A4, E1, D3, E5, over, down. Yeah, it's the X to finish. Okay, I think I've got it. C2, I think I've got it. Yeah. Okay. Just do it and fail already. Okay. Unnecessary moves, mate one. Okay. Okay, let me go through it one more time. So it's H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, C4, B2, G4, H4, back to C2, C2 up to E3, right? C2 up to E3, E3, C3, B4, A3, G3, F5, A5, D1, A4 back, E1, mini yo-yo to D3, right? Then D3 to F3 or G3, whatever, then over and down. So it's up. It's the X. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it's let's go. We're gonna go. Okay. H5, H2, A1, G1, G2, H3, C4, B2, G4, H4, C2, E3, C3, B4, A3, over. This is 16. This is G3, Knight maneuver to F5, F5, A5, D1, up, down, mini yo-yo, over. Yes. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. 27. Okay. I'm gonna probably get one wrong soon. Yeah. Mini yo-yo, exactly. Thank you to Mr. Snowman for the 3 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, 27. Just tuning out, I was like, WTF. Well, it's like this is just memorization and really, really difficult. Okay, we're up to 27. 27. Can I get to 30? I doubt it. I really doubt it. Mini yo-yo for the win. Yeah, mini yo-yo would be pretty sick here, wouldn't it? Working on the night moves. Yeah. I don't know how I got that one. That was really, really hard. Really, really difficult. What else? XUC got to 30. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I bet someone's gonna show it to him, and I don't know if he's actually gonna try. I do wonder if he's gonna try. By the way, to be clear, you guys, this is a little bit different because this isn't about pure recognition. Like you can do one where it like flips over and doesn't flip over, but this is this is a little bit different. Okay, F5, F5, F5. Yeah. What do we have here? So we've got B4 D2, B4 D2 E3. Okay, so it's the same. So it's B4 D2 E3 F2 A2. Oh, this connects, the first 8 connect very neatly actually. Wait, so it's B4 D2, right? B4 D2 E3 F2. Then it's A2 A2 C2. So it's B4 D2 E3 F2 A2 C2 C3 and then D5. C3 D5 and then D5 to F4. So 7 8 9. So I've got 3 night moves in the diagonal and then same row. This is difficult though. Yeah, I know XCC got 23. This is very, very hard. Why not screenshot it before you start? Yes, thank you for that. That's impressive. I'm try hard, big braining. I'm trying, but I don't think I'm gonna get this one. This one is this one feels too difficult. This feels too difficult. Oh my gosh. This is B4 D2 E3 E3 F2 A2 A2 C2 A2 C2 C3 D5 night move, and then it's another night move, right? D5 to F4, and then it's another night move to G2. No, it's diagonal. So it's only 2 night moves. 7 and 9 are the night moves. So thank you to PG Luxa for the 2 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So it's B4 D2, B4 D2 E3 F2 A2 C2 C2 C3 D5 F4, and then it's bad diagonal to H2, or it's diagonal to H2 H2 to H5, and then what? H5 to G4 to B5 H5 G4 B5 H5 G4 B5. Blech. There's no pattern here. I'm out of patterns. 16 17, if I get to 17 18 19, I mean, there's just no pattern. There's just no pattern. This is very, very difficult. Oh my gosh, I don't think I can get this one. I'll go for it, but I don't think I can get this one. This is just too difficult. I don't know what I can do. Just look for mini yo-yos. Yeah, I know. I did this one because everyone was saying that XQC's score of 23 was really impressive, so I wanted to come out and smash that record, just to prove that 23 is good, but it's not out of this world. Okay, so B4 D2 E3 F2 A2 C2 C3 D5 F4, diagonal down to H2, and then it's like H5 G4 B5 H4 H4, and then H4, and then A4 H4 A4 H4 A4 down over up 17 18. I kind of have it. Then it's back in the corner. This is too hard. This is too hard. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. So okay, so what do we have? We have I mean, I feel like I can get to 19, but the problem is like getting the pattern to 19 is good, but then 23 26 have no rhyme or reason either. That's the problem. This is too difficult. I don't know. Take your time. You're already halfway through. Yeah, I mean, there's no good pattern here. So it's B4 D2 F2 E3 A2 C2 C3 D5 F4 H2 straight diagonal H5 G4, B5, H4, A4, D1, G1, E2, the yo-yo, the like kind of the yo-yo E2. That's 18, I think. That's a yo-yo E2, and then diagonal to A5. Diagonal to A5 is 19, then back into the right corner is 20. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is hard. Yeah, if I can get to 19, yes, but I mean it's very, very hard. Very, very hard. Okay, so it's B4, D2, E3, F2, A2, C2, C3? Yeah, C2, C3, D5, F4, F4, H2, H5, G4, B5, B5 back to H4, across to A4, A4, and then it's like A4 to D1, D1 to like F1, I think it's D1 to or G1, D1 to G1, G1 to E2, E2 to corner is A5, A5 back to H1 is 20. Then it's like 4, and then it's like is it C1? No, it's not. It's E1. It's E1 to it's E1 to G5 back to C1. C1 to C1 to C5, C5 to C5 down over. Oh, C5 actually I don't need 27. So C5 down to F1 to C4. Okay, I kind of have some idea. Okay, so this is okay. B2 D4, right? Wait, no, sorry. B4 D2, B4 D. Okay, it's the orangutan move. So orangutan, obvious way to remember. It's the chimpanzee game. B4 orangutan game. Okay, so B4 D2, E3 F2, A2 C2, C2 C3 D5 F4, F4 down to H2, up to H5, H5 to G4, G4 to B5, back to H4, over to A4, to D1, to G1, importantly. G1, then mini yo-yo up to E2, and then A5 back into the right corner, and then over to E1, and then C1, right? E1, oh no, E1, and then you zigzag back. So corner, so H1, E1, up top, back down to C1, C5, and then what? And then C5, and then back down. Okay, it's like it's a right triangle. So 23 to 25 is a right triangle. It's 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, I think I have some idea. Okay, so it's B4 D2, E3 B4 D2, E3 F2, A2 C2 C3, D5 F4, H2 H5, H5, right? H5 G4, B5 back across, B5 to H4, all the way over to A4, A4 down to D1, down to G1, then up to E2, then over to A5, then down in the right corner for the 20, and then over 4 for the 21 to E1, and then up there for the 22, then back down for the 23, then up top C5 for the 24, 25 is down like the right triangle, and then back to 26. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it. I'm gonna fail in the 18th position. I don't think so. I think I got it. I blundered H4. I don't think so. 21 to 27 are all yo-yos. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay. Okay, B4 to D2 to E3, E3 to F2, A2, C2, C3, D5, F4, H2, H5, G4, B5, H4, A4, D1, G1, then E2, E2, and then A5 in the corner, then back down to the corner for the 20 in the right-hand corner, then over 4 for the 21, then up to the left for the 22, then back down for the 23, then 24, 25, 26. And I don't need the 27. I think I got it. Let's go. Okay. B4, D2, E3, F2, A2, C2, C3, D5, F4, H2, H5, G4, B5, B5, H4, A4, 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 D1. I think it's G1, G1, E2, 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 corner for the 19, 19, 19, wait a second, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, la, 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 19, 20. It's over here. I think this is 20. 20. This is 20, 20 over 4. 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There we go. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going. Next one. What do we have? Let's see. What's the next one? Thank you to Harson Stall for the Prime. Thank you to Quan for the 6th, and thank you to Rusty Punk for the 12th. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I literally did it in under 10 minutes. Take your time. No, there's no point slowing down here. We're just cruising. We're on cruise control. Okay. Let's see. What do we have here? Yeah, I was like 21. I said 21 like 10 times there. I nearly lost that one as well. The power of 21 sounds like you're sitting at the blackjack table. Yeah. Okay. So this is a D2 to C4. D2, C4, D4. D2, first 4 easy. D2, C4, D4, D3. D3. D3 up to A5. A5. A5 to G4 to F4. G4 to F4. Okay, pretty good. G4, F4, F2. D2, C4, D4, D3, A5, G4, F4, F2. Okay, good. So it's D2, C4, C4, D4, D3, A5, G4, F4, F2. Okay, F2 and then E1. Okay, that's good. F2 and E1. This is boring. Well, kind of, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get to 30 if I can. Probably I can't, but 28 is still ridiculously good. Yeah, I'm on 28 right now. I mean, who knows? Undoubtedly, this will probably make Reddit for me losing my mind. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Trying to think what else. No boring. It's cool. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to figure this out. What else is there here? Let's see. Okay. This is not boring. Okay, so it's a D2, C4, D4, D3, A5, G4, F4, F2, G4, F4, F2, E1 in the knight move, E1 back to F3, E1, F3. I think I have the first 10 memorized pretty good. So it's D2 to D4, right? No, D2 to C4, D4, D2, C4, D4, D3. A5, G4, F4, F2, E1, F3, back over to A4, I think. Yeah, back over to A4. A4 down to C1. A4, C1, C1, C5, C1, C5, C1, C5, E5, C1, C5, E5, C1, C5, E5, C1, C5, E5, and then B2. C1, C5, B2 to D1 to H5, H5 down to G2 to G5, G5 to B5. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's D2, C4, D4, D3, A5 to G4, F4 to F2 to E1 to F3, back over to A4, and then where's the 12? A4. The 12 is down, so it's A4 down to C1. So it's A4, C1, C5, and then E5. So A4, C1, C5, E5. A4, C1, C5, E5. A4, C1, C5, E5. Okay. Okay. So it's D2, C4, D4, D3, A5, G4. Yeah, A5, G4, F4, F2, G4, F4, F2, E1, F3, A4, C1, C5, E5, 2 over. It's the mini F, not the full F. So it's E5, and then what? E5, and then diagonal down to B2. Diagonal to B2, and then D1. Diagonal B2, D1, and then diagonal to 17, and then yo-yo to 18. 17, 18, 19. There's no pattern though. Where's the 20 even? 19, 20, 21. Actually, there's a pattern from 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Actually, this is 28 numbers. That's not even getting there. There's a pattern from 20 to 26. Thank you to Lewis Worklooms for the 11 months. Thank you so much to Lewis Worklooms. Thank you to Delete Gam for the Prime. Appreciate it. I forgot en passant. Yes. So it's D2 to C4 to D4 to D3 to A5 to G4 to F4 to F2 to E1 to F3 to A4. A4 is the 11. A4 down to C1, then C5, then mini over to the E5. E5, which is the 14, and then what? And then it's diagonal. So mini F to 14, diagonal to B2, and then knight move to D1, knight D1, and then diagonal back to H5. And then yo-yo down to G2 for the 18. And then where's the knight? And then 19 is up and 20 is up. So 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So reverse V. Okay. Reverse V and then down 21. So it's down, over, up, over, up. Okay. Okay. I think there's a pattern. I have 2 strikes. Okay. So it's D2, C4, D4, D3. Then it's A5, and then it's A5, and then it's G4, F4, F2, E1, F3, over to A4, then C1, then C5, then mini F to E5, diagonal down to B2, knight move to D1, bishop back to H5, and then bishop to H5, and then big knight, then down to G2, then back up to G5, then over to B5, then down to the right, no, down to the left corner, B5, A1, G1, E3, C2, A2, B5. Okay. No clue what's going on. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 30. I don't think I'm going to get there, but I'm going to try. I should go see a doctor after this. Yeah, I know. Okay. I need to download more RAM, right? Okay. So it's D2, C4, D4, D3, A5, G4, F4, F2, E1, F3, A4, then C1, then C5, then E5, diagonal to B2, knight to D1, bishop to H5, big knight to G2, big knight to G2, then back up straight with the rook move to G5, rook to B8, G5, B5, then A1, then H1 or G1, and then E3 is the 23. E3 is the 23, and then it's C2. So E3, knight C2, A2, and then up top. And that's good enough, right? No, it's not good enough, actually. C2, A2, D5, and then, okay, D5, and then B3. Okay. Let me think about this for 1 second. Okay, so it's D2, C4, D4, D3, A5, and then it's G4, F4, F2, E1, F3, A4 is the 12, and then after A4 you go to C1, and then C5, and then E5, mini F to E5, and then you diagonal to B2, knight D1, bishop H5, knight G2, rook G5, then rook B5, and after rook B5 you go to A1, then A1 H1, A1 G1, then E3, then C2, then A2, then D5, and then D5, and then B3, D5, B3. Okay. Let's see. Okay, one last time, so I think I have it actually. So it's B2, or it's, sorry, D2, C4, D4, D3, right? D4, D3, A5, G4, F4, F2, E1, F3, E1, F3, then it's A4, and then you go C1, right? A4, C1, C5, yeah, C1, C5 is the 13, and then you go mini F to E5, and then E5 down to B2, knight to D1, bishop back to H5, and then big knight to G2, rook to G5, rook to B5, then you go down to A1, then you go to H1 or G1, then you go to E3, and then you go to C2, and then you go to A2, and then you go to D5, and then you go to B3, and you win the game, and you go to 29. Okay, let's go. I think I got it. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, so it's D2, C4, D4, D3. It's A5, G4, F4, F2, E1, F3. Then you go to A4, C1, C5, mini F, diagonal to B2, knight to D1, bishop to H5, knight to G2, knight to G2, rook here, rook rook here, rook B5, rook B5, rook B5. You go to B5, then you go to A1, and then you go to H1, then you go to E3, C2, C2, then you go here, 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 here. There we go. All right. Okay. Okay, we get it right. All right, next one. Let's try to get to 30. I give up. I give up after the next one regardless. No chance. That was obvious. Did I break the machine? I don't think so. But we're at 29. Let's see if I can get one more. 30 is all I want. If I can get to, I want to see the percentile. It's gonna be 99.99%. Last one, guys. Yeah. Yeah, 10 more. No. I mean, I'm getting one more, and then I'm gonna go. Then I'm gonna go like put water on my face and try to remember like where I am. Okay. What is this? This is B4. Okay. B4 to F1. B4 F1 B5 B1. Okay, it's like a right triangle. B4 F1 B5 B1. Okay, and that's good. B1, and then it's F3. It's F3 to H5, F3 H5 back to D2, F3 H5 D2, F3 H5 D2, and then it's H4. And then it's H4 H2, H4 H2, A3, A3 to G3, A3 G3 to E2, A3 G3 E2 B2. Okay. Let's see if I can get to that point. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see. So it's B2, it's B2 to F1 to B5 to B1 to B1 to F3. Okay, so it's B4 to F1, B5 to B1 to F3, two above the two, B3, and then it's diagonal to H5, and then I think it's diagonal. Oh, it's F3 to H5 to D2, F3 H5 D2, F3 H5 D2, F3 H5 D2, F3 H5 D2 to H4. Okay, so it's bring in more peanuts. Yeah, the curve is going down and back up again. I don't know. I mean, 29 is pretty insane. Like that's just that's out of this world. Okay, so it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to D2 to H4, H4 to H2. So it's H4 H2, then to A3 G3, H4 H2 A3 G3, A3 G3, and then E2, and then B2, right? B2. Okay, so first 13 B2 to D5. Let me see if I can get the first 14 memorized. It is B4 to it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3, right? H2 to A3 G3, G3 to E2, and then E2 to B2 to D5. Okay, first 14 I think I have. So it's okay. So it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3 to E2 to B2 to D5. Okay, D5 to G. Oh, D5 G5 G2. D5 G5 G2 A4 C2 A4 C2 A2 A2 to C4. Okay. Yeah, let's think. Okay, so it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3 to E2 to B2 to D5 to G5 to G1 to A3, is it? G2 to A4. G2 to A4. G2 to A4. Okay. Been here a while, doesn't get clearer. No, it doesn't. It's very hard to do this. Yeah. Well, we are all remembering the numbers he's organizing with the board. That's exactly what I'm doing. So it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3 to E2 to B2 to B2 to D5, B2 to D5, right? Yeah, B2 to D5 to G5 to G2 to A3 or A4, whatever, A4, the top one, A4 A4 to, I don't know where the 18 is. A4 diagonal down to C2, C2 to A2 to C4. Okay, 17, 18, 19, 20 has a theme to it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. My time is 109. Please be the last one. So I mean, if I get this right or wrong, this is the last one. So it's B2 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to D2, H4, H2, H2 to G1. Yeah, no wait, H2 to what? No, H2 to A3. A3 to why was I thinking of G1? There's no G1 here. Okay. So it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3, F3 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3 to E2 to B2 to D5 to G5 to G2, G2 to A4, A4 to A4 to C2 diagonal, C2 to A2 for the 19. Okay, so it's C2, A2, C4, and then C2, A2, C4, and then F5. F5, F5, H3, F5, H3, F5, H3, D3, D4. Oh, 26 I can get. Actually, wait. I can get the last like 6 of these. Wait, I can get the last 6 of these. Because 23, 24, 25, 26 go in order. Okay. So I just have to get to 23, that's all. So it shouldn't be that hard. Because 23, if I get to 23, I win. I win if I get to 23. If I get to 23, I win. 27 to 29 is a check mark. Well, no, but it doesn't matter. I just have to get there. That's it. Actually, yeah, if I get to 23, I win. Yeah, I win. Okay, so it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3 to E2 to B2 to D5 to G5. G5, right? Yeah, G5 to G2. G2 to A4, G2 to A4, 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 and I keep forgetting where the 18 is. A4 to C2, which is the 18. C2 to A2 to C4, which is the 20. C4 to F5, F5, and then F5 diagonal to H3, and then it's D3. D3, E3, E1, D1, and then what? D1, and then F2. D1, F2, G1. Yeah, I think I got it. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to draw patterns and remember coordinates. Thank you to RYW for the 15 months. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's B2, so it's B4, right? Yeah, it's B4. Ironic, isn't it, that it's always the square of the opening, the square of the orangutan opening in chess. So it's B4 to F1, B5 to B1, B1 to F3 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3 to E2 to B2, B2 to D5, D5 to G5 to G2 to A4, A4 to C2, C2 to A2, A2 to C4, C4 to F5, F5 diagonal to H3, and then D3, E3, E1, D1, E1, D1, and then it's that middle bar, E1, D1, and F2, E1, D1, F2. I'm really close now. I'm really, really close. Yeah, I'm really, really close. Really, really close to getting this. Wait a second. So it's B4 to F1, F1 to B5, B1 to F3 to H5 to D2, D2 to H4, H2, A3, G3, 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 E2 to B2 to D5, D5 to G5 to G2, 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 G2 to A4, A4, A4 to C2 to A2 to C4 to F5 to H3 to D3, E3, E1, D1, F2, G1. And that's it. I got it. Okay. I got it. I think I got it. Okay. I think I got it. Let's see. Okay. Are we ready? Okay. Let's go. Or let me do it one more time ahead to make sure I've got it. So it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3, H5, D2, D2. Oh, whoa, I just lost it. D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to G3, G3 to E2 to B2 to D5 to G5 to G2 to A4, A4 to C2 to A2 to C4 to F5 to H3 to E3 D3. I think I got it. E3 D3 E1 D1. Okay. Okay, so it's B4 to F1 to B5 to B1 to F3 to H5 to D2 to H4 to H2 to A3 to A3 to A3. I think it's A3 to G3, A3 G3, G3 G3 A3 to G3, 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 A3 to G3. Shoot, I just lost the pattern. It's A3 to G2, A3 to G3, A3 to G3, A3 to G3, A3 to G3, A3 to G3 to E2, E2 to B2 to D5 to G5 to G2, 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 G2 to A4, 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 C2, A2, 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 A2 to C4, C4, C4 is the 20, C4 is the 20, C4, 8, C4, C4 to F5, F5 to H3 to E3, D3, E3, E1, D1, F2, G1. Yes! Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, praise the Lord. Oh my gosh. Praise the Lord. I don't know how I did that. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh man. Oh my gosh. That was too much. That's too much. All right, I'm good. I'm good. That 30 is good enough. I'm just gonna get the last one wrong to see where I end up on the percentile. I don't even care. Oh my gosh. I'm not trying anymore. That's too much. All right, what did we get? Does it list it? Okay, 30. Okay, save score. Percentile 100.00. I don't care. I don't care. 30 is good enough. I don't even care. 30.0 points. Percentile 100.0. Oh man. Jeez, that's crazy. Jeez. Wow. Oh my gosh, literally top rank. Yeah, 30 I can live with. I can live with that. That was so difficult. That was so difficult. That's incredible. Wow. That's as good as it gets. That really is as good as it gets. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go back. Let's take one look at the games. Whew, sheesh, that was difficult. That was too much. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go back.